Let's see. Boom. 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 Oh man, I'm definitely green looking. Wow. I look yawned. Boom, boom, boom. 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 Oh, that works too. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, no, it's not what I wanted to do. Oh. Boom, 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 boom. What up, sorry? What's up, Ken? Yeah, it was good chili. How are ya? So soon. How are ya? Yeah, it's good stuff. Let's do this. Let's do this. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. So there's a post there. This is in. I posted this today on the channel also when right after I uploaded that short of the chili, and it's got all the ingredients and everything, the whole recipe right here, ingredients and directions. Yeah. Nice and easy. About a half hour of work. I'm good, but it seems like everyone is losing their mind in days. I hope it's all as well. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Keep yourself safe. Oh, somebody posted something. Oh, okay. All right. I just saw your message come up. Yes, sir. There we go. All right. What's up, Monk? Let's see. Hello, Neo. Mark of the Beast. System being created right before our eyes. That's right.
Red Bull versus Coke under the microscope. Okay, we're going with Red Bull first. Have a little peek through the lens and see what we see. Okay, start with the low-powered lens. Let's see what we got. Okay, it's fairly clean. Oh,
Plastics.
what is that? These microplastics? That kind of looks like a metal balloon. Okay, we're going with the Coca-Cola now. Right.
Right. Trust in the Lord. You endorse. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That does look.
Yep.
That looks dirtier than the Red Bull, right? Way more impurities. I don't know, guys. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Red Bull.
See that? Did you see that? Get you some. 110thgrade.com. Get you some. Yep, parasites in your stuff. I feel like a pro-liberal softy femboy when I'm playing Tamagotchi Life, especially when adding characters from TV cartoons like my big boyfriend. It's all right, Neo. It's all right. Just stay strong. Parasites. Intestinal parasites. Not best animal. Intestinal parasites. Nematodes and yeah. Little gangs like that. Like this. And you can't see them in the brown, with the brown color, the caramel coloring. No, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, in semen, yeah. Sperm whales versus whale sperm. Yeah, so, and look at these guys right here. See these right here? This is probably what he saw.
Purities.
Right here. Watch.
I don't know, guys. Oh, no. Red Bull.
Looks like filovirus. Look like macaroni. That's freaking Red Bull for you. I mean, Coca-Cola. Yeah. Remember, it's municipal water supply. They don't get bottled water. They take it out of the tap. And you know, when you want to make millions of gallons a day, you ain't got time to filter that stuff. And then flies and insects that crawl around on the equipment and stuff like that. It appears we won't be seeing much of Katra anymore. I didn't do anything. Now, she came in here earlier at the beginning of last stream and said she's got some mental health calm down period she needs. Yeah, she told me she was going to tell you on Discord. Yeah. I didn't do anything. I promise. This is how it's made. Oh, that was the wrong one. Bam. Yeah, boy. There you go. Yes, impure water. Right. Quarter ran out, Space Cow. Okay, look, I'm looking green. Let's see what we can do about that. Let's see. Let's add a filter. Let's add a filter. Okay, basic boosts. That's greener. That's worse. Oh, that's real bad. Yeah, that looks okay. Looks very, very TV sharp. Let's try that. A little greener. Shadows blue. Yeah, that still looks like crap. Whoa, jeez. Guys, I'm not feeling well. I gotta... Alright, let's just go back here. That'll have to do. Okay, anyway. You can stand up. You can stand me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. Greener than grass. Because I got my new lights. Why is Katra in your refrigerator, Mr. Cowboy? Almost non-potable. Right, so like a lot of people think bottled water means clean water. But bottled water, in a lot of cases, is the municipal water supply. They just go into it. They set up a building in a city that's got the normal plumbing run to it from that your next door neighbor has, that your Aunt Dallas has, and that's the water that they flow and put into the bottles. It's just, so anything that's in there, if a little bit of poo gas gets in there. I remember drinking out of the water buffaloes, and they just used some bleach. I remember drinking out of the water buffaloes, and they used some bleach on a water buffalo? Am I thinking of the wrong thing? Water buffalo. Oops. Water buffalo. I mean, I know what water buffaloes are, but is it a container of some sort? Why is this what you're talking about? Okay. Water buffaloes. There you go. There you go. Buffalo milk. I live in a desert, so that's why I stay home with the AC on. Yeah, brother, I can imagine that. Yeah. What up, Brondano? I compromise. I composed another piano song. Good. You got it online? I need some background music, Brondano. Why don't you make me something? Make me something just, like 30 seconds long that we can loop. If you're a composer, I mean, you get bored. Something, backgroundy, not like not like that. Thankfully, it's an urban area. Urban area in the desert. Do you recall what the world's biggest steam locomotive ever built? Oh, yes. I used to have this on the tip of my tongue. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Oh. Oh. I can't remember. Largest steam locomotive. Big Boy. Damn it. Water Buffalo is a nickname for. Yeah. I don't know why that didn't catch on. I got a bunch of samples. I mean, I can't have anything copyrighted in it, or I'll get a copyright claim. But if you want to write some just piano or something in the background, just something chill. Oh yeah, I know. I'm just saying, if you wanted to write something, if you don't, it's all right. I'm just saying. Alzheimer's kicking in. Yeah, it does look frickin' beast mode. Bam. Big Boy. That's a freaking beast. It's definitely a beast. I'll be going to see it, Pastor, next week. Get some pictures, brother. Put them on the Discord. Trade from hell. From hell. Wow. I thought it was going to be Thomas. Girls call me Big Boy for other reasons. Big Boy. 4014. It's just a photo? Oh, just a photo. Operating the world's largest operating steam locomotive that lasted the big boy trains in the 1940s. 1.2 million pounds. It's under the soundtrack playlist. Oh, under your soundtrack playlist. Is that what you're saying? Operating the world's largest Venus. I'm green. Yeah, I need to get some better. I need to change that up a little bit. Okay, anyway, let's see. Boom. Oh, okay. I didn't know you posted them, brother. The train goes across the desert. Nice, dude. Nice. Marketing play that went right. Yes. Dark color does, yes. No, you did good. Nice, dude. Really nice. Really good. It's got that dark composure. Like what's about to happen. Nice, dude. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Did you hear about the company Bricks and Figs stealing $200,000 worth of Lego from a collector? No, that's crazy. Lego collector, $200,000 stolen. Bricks and Minifigs, a store stole $200,000 Star Wars collection from a father and son despite a contract. Hey man, no problem. Yes sir, Funk. Wow.
How could this guy stand with Bricks and Minifigures after seeing they stole $200,000 worth of Lego Star Wars from someone in Salem, Oregon? Hear me out. Reckless Ben dropped a video that's an hour and 25 minutes, and I watched the entire video with my full attention. In this video, he discusses a $200,000 Lego collection that was given to a Bricks and Minifig store in Salem, Oregon on consignment to sell. But then, simultaneously, the ownership changed from that store to another store, and that's where it got crazy. I will say the video is worth a watch, and I'm just going to say this for me, is that everything in that video is alleged, and I will not say what is fact, opinion, or not fact. I feel awful for the family that pretty much lost $200,000 worth of Lego Star Wars, and the video and all the details, it's heartbreaking and disgusting in many ways.
I don't want to hear it. Dude, that's freaking bullshit. So it was so they did it without a contract. They gave it to them on gentleman's contract, but then the company was sold. So the new owners of the company no longer had a contract, and then I guess that contract would be considered void because the company got sold. So legally, that's kind of wackadoodle, man. I guarantee the community's going to help. You watch. You guys should hear my free audiobook I got on the playlist too. The first playlist, couple of tracks, Heavy Ancient Theology. Let's see. Okay, let's learning to fly, but ain't got wings. Coming down is the hardest thing. Now, let's see. All right, what am I looking at? The audiobook got on the playlist too. Oh, you got a bunch of them. Okay. Audiobook, 4 chapters. What am I looking up? Yeah, first play is a couple of tracks. Which one am I looking up? Oh, this is long as shit.
Brandano da Petroios Dogmas and Eschatologists. Book 1.
All right, well, yeah, it's something I'll listen to tonight. I'm not gonna. Have you ever been with a girl twice your size? Twice my size? No. Twice? That would be 300 pounds. I mean, 320 pounds. No. I need a makeover and a manager. Yeah. So marketing is everything. Marketing is everything on the internet. Absolutely. And I'm not kick ass at it. I'm pretty good at it. I just don't do it. But absolutely, marketing is everything. I'm happy. Things are going good and they're growing nice and stable. I'm down with putting another year investing into it, before like spending any money for marketing and whatnot. But absolutely, marketing 100%. The way that you show yourself, but then management, that's the big thing. Time management and like making things happen. Getting an actual manager is very good, especially because they only make money if you make money. And what you can do is, if you want a manager, contact managers and offer them 50% for the first 6 months, and then drop down to like 15%. So that they'll try the first 6 months to get you jobs, because they'll get you a $20,000 job. They get 10,000 of that. And that will push you to the top of the list for things that they want to land. Look at the remixes playlist too. It's heavy. It's meant to listen before and hypnotize everyone. It's meant to listen to before you sleep. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, you definitely got to do something with the naming conventions. Damn, dude, you put a lot of work into this. Did you write the books? 1.5 times my size? So that would be 80 plus 160. That would be 240. I want to make a movie series, even if it's anime, AI, cartoon, translate words to video. Yeah. 6 years? Damn. You've got a lot. I haven't listened to it yet, obviously, but you've got a lot of data. You've got a lot of something that someone can do with. So if you can get a management firm, even or a buddy, somebody that can take this and split it into digestible chunks, and then you can release them. And what have you thought about releasing it as the book itself? It's 20 years of research. Well, yeah. Then you should definitely do something with it. I mean, yeah, I mean, like what I'm doing now, I'm building a bunch of videos about a bunch of different things so I can put together like a school thing. I want to put that together so people want to know how to paint, want to know how to caulk, want to know how to freaking, change a spark plug. I'll have short little videos to do with like life, like people that didn't have dads and stuff like that. I want to be able to have a digital dad type thing, Yeah. That's a lot of work, right? So yeah, you should definitely do something with it. And brother, self-publishing is very easy and very profitable nowadays. Like very profitable, because people are still buying books, digital and paperback. And you can get print on demand services too. So you sell a $20 book, you might only make $8 off of it, or a little bit less. It'll get printed when it's ordered. It was a pain to translate every comment on social media and make it one flow. Okay, so these are just thumbnails. They're not in the video. Okay.
Zoroastrian, Phoenician, Slavic, Chinese, Egyptian, Polynesian, Orphic Greek, Hindu, Dogon African, Japanese, and Bantu have the same similarities in their creation myths. Cosmic egg of the world medium. There seems to be one source they all come from. Creation can be described like a stork brooding over the egg of creation until it hatched as the 7 days of creation in the Genesis account.
There you go. All right, I better not get into it right now. All right, let's see where we at. All right, let me see if I can do this real quick again. Also, boom. We'll go here, we'll add a color correction. That's a little too. Oops. Ooh, jeez. Oh yeah, there you go. Oh, there you go. Get that contrast up. Nice. Hi guys. Okay, I guess I shouldn't have done that. I'm probably gonna break this. I had to get every email. And I was locked out of a lot of Microsoft Word. Seemed to be hacked, and Grammarly wasn't working. It was horrible. I was banned off all social media. Talking about the stuff they don't want you talking about. Okay, let's try this again. Boom, boom. Color correction, color key, chroma key, background, LUT. Let's see what we got for LUTs here. Oh, nothing. Pass through alpha. I'm gonna break this thing, I know it. It's all religion and Christians were the worst. It's all religion and Christians were the worst. Of what? I think secularists are the worst. Especially now. I think Catholics also did a well, I'll have to listen to what you have. They banned me and the other Christians. Yeah, they weren't Christians that banned you then. Yeah, those were freaking demons acting like Christians. Or people that don't know their source material. Let's add this. Bam. Metric Luma. Luma, okay. Oh, that's only on the outside edge. Oh, inner glow, okay. Oh, outer glow. Hey, dude, look at that. I'm a freaking superstar. There we go. We're going to leave that. Boom. Nice. Does it work like this? Let's see. I have the book in print. It was set up in the town by the Catholics, and I have a crazy story about witches from Planned Parenthood, and the Christians called the cops on me, and the witches held their hand. Yeah, that's demonic. And said that there were 12 cops on that one scene. Nice. Jeez, dude. All right, let's lighten the mood. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah, I can do this. Oh, it's probably AI. They're total idiots. Dying now. Oh, jeez.
He says that this is the first post he's actually liked on his account. Please stay on your lane and take care of yourself. It seems like there was some complications during surgery and after surgery where his body had an immune response. Definitely not normal.
Disclaimer, this video is educational and informative in nature. Do not contact anyone sharing this video. Also, this video is discussing steroids.
Do not use steroids.
This is entirely for educational and entertainment purposes only.
So a long time ago, I made a video on a guy
Jeez.
with bazooka hands, and more generally, I made a video talking about people who inject oil into their bodies, whether that's synthol, vegetable oil, hyaluronic acid, various different compounds. And the goal behind doing this is to enlarge one's muscles and make them look artificially bigger, like they've built muscle. But in fact, they haven't actually built muscle.
Dude.
Their arms are just swelling full of oil. And this presents a lot of different problems that are pretty obvious when you really think about it. First of all, injecting that quantity of foreign substances into your body, deep into your body, is not a generally good idea. It leads to some pretty negative outcomes through contamination and infections. But more importantly, when one does inject that volume of oil into their body, they end up in a situation where the tissue starts to go necrotic. Because
I guess there were Catholic Protestants from Bethel and a few others that were protesting an abortion clinic. Christians there set me up undercover, and a lady's dressed as up to save me. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
It lacks blood flow, it lacks oxygenation, and slowly begins to die. The problem is that this effect doesn't
Halloween.
sound terrible in and of itself because, okay, well, my muscle dies and I look weird for a little bit. But it goes a lot deeper than that because your body doesn't really handle necrotic tissue very well, and it can actually kill people quite quickly.
break
Now, the
this.
thing about Bazooka Hands is he actually sought getting help for a while now, for several years. He had injected himself full of oil, started streaming, started posting various different forms of content all over the internet in order to create engagement.
I'm professional man, natural, Bazooka Hans. I'm professional bodybuilder, Mr. Olympia, muscle, naturalis.
Natural.
Kung Fu Pro, master.
The one Christian got mad after our conversation, and 12 cops came up with me, but luckily the ladies in the office held up her hands and said I wasn't giving them a problem. Gotcha.
But also, he wanted to really fix himself. And I think what his goal was to earn
Man,
money.
that
to
sounds
do
like a
this, and
setup,
to go
too.
through surgeries that were quite intensive to remove some of that necrotic tissue, but also to get rid of the overly inflamed and artificial physique that he's built. Now remember, initially, he had injected so much oil into his arms that they
jeez.
nearly had to amputate his limbs. Everyone was trying to help him and actively telling him to stop doing what he was doing, and for a long time, he did not listen to anybody. He continued to want to inject the oil and get this wild appearance. He began doing different forms of content, such as like pickup artist content.
Такой вопрос, вот не по теме. Ну, я у всех спрашиваю.
Oh,
Последний раз
God,
секс,
dude.
так интересно. Привет. Такое простое.
Travel vlogs, workouts, all sorts of different things, and now he's kind of taken an interesting turn. So what I want this video to be about is basically to give you guys an update on Bazooka Hands and generally the oil boy situation at large. The guys who inject oil in their arms, what does their career look like after it's been done? After years of doing this and exposure to the
Nothing but
massive
persecution
amounts of
over
oil
mostly
they
the
put into
Christian
themselves.
competition.
How do they end
Yeah,
up?
those people are freaking underground. They're not in it. They're in it to gather data. They're not in it to freaking help. They're there as data collectors. They're not there for the church.
Well, Kirill, in this instance, I think has done one of the smarter things that he could do. 'Cause
Like
for a
fake
while,
spies,
he was
basically,
getting
so to speak.
surgeries and then continuing to inject oil into his arms. But if you had told me a year ago or
Ugh,
2 years ago
dude.
that he would have stopped injecting this oil and actually taken care of himself and started the process of reducing his arms and the oil within them, I probably wouldn't have believed you because it was his whole personality. But now
man.
things have changed. As of May 2026,
Yes,
he's
yes,
in Bali,
yes,
Indonesia. Still
yes.
posting, still
Yeah,
flexing,
Mr.
still
George.
doing the odd things that he does, still streaming, but now he has
He's in Russia and he's doing this just for internet views. He's injecting cooking oil into his muscles. They're violent, man. I'm telling you, they're like Soviet Union. Czechoslovakia.
noticeable surgical marks all over his body. It wraps all on his arms. It's a really interesting experience to go through his content right now. In this post, he says that this is the first post he's actually liked on his account. He says, please stay on your lane and take care of yourself. And in the comments, people are being, as they probably should be, very positive because he's taking
Mega
things
celebrity.
in the right direction. Finally, the top comment says, "That's the right direction, Kirill. Keep on. Progress, brother. Looks like you're healing well and losing the fake fluids. Keep strong. You did the right thing by taking care of your body." This is a
Jeez.
pretty positive turn of events for Kirill because I think he was so lost in the sauce when it came to his ego developing around having these exaggerated arms. And you can see from his comments that these
dude.
surgeries have not left him unscathed.
Hey Richard, I got my Paragard today. Is it possible for it to start working within 3 hours? If you had intestinal, yes, it doesn't take long. This is what pisses me off about the medical industry, where they want to draw out treatments for months for the financial portion of it. No, a lot of things, right? Listen, most people that have issues like that, they just think they have an upset stomach or some diarrhea or whatever, and they take whatever, and then over time they might eat a food or something that takes care of it. But yeah, if you put the right things in, it takes care of the wrong things. And it's not, it's killing bad things, getting them out of your body. Once they die and start to move out, they're no longer putting the toxins, the things that they, like when they latch on to veins, arteries, and tissues and whatnot, they use different toxins. As soon as they die, they stop producing that. But yeah, as soon as he goes to North Sentinel Island, he's going to be a gold mine to them for all that oil in his arms. So I'm guessing you're feeling good, Tony. Yeah, 3 hours. I started noticing a difference within about a day. But after 30 days, and it's just like as it keeps going and going, and also there's a lot of nutrition in there. I don't mean to be gross, I just had cloudy urine. Yeah, so that's like. So if we can look into it, we can look into. Oh, here, hold on. Let me just real quick. Clyura, a parasite associated with lymphatic filariasis, subtropical regions, can block lymphatic vessels, causing lymphatic fluid to leak into the kidneys, giving you a distinct cloudy or milky urine. And when they die, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, it's definitely hard. Yeah, you definitely are. You drinking a lot of water? Yeah, I guess I didn't even ask that. You definitely want to be drinking a lot of water. Definitely want to be flushing yourself out. Absolutely. As parasites die, they can release toxins and the heavy metals. I mean, not a lot of metals, but they use heavy metals to bond to tissues. And when they die, that can cause that to come up. So sometimes you'll start to feel bad as you're getting rid of them. Eat more garlic and hot pepper. But yeah, you wouldn't have had cloudy urine in 3 hours. But if you have cloudy urine, that's usually, I would have expected you to have to notice something in the morning. But if you have cloudy urine, that's like that quick. That's probably dehydration. Absolutely. Yeah, 3 hours, unless you had an intestinal parasite, but still, like that would be a lot for cloudy urine. There you go. Cloudy or milky urine is often harmless temporary issue. This is just the AI overview, so we'll look into it real quick. Caused by dehydration and excess of minerals like phosphate or diet. However, cloudiness persists or coupled with other symptoms and have underlying thing like an infection. As long as nothing hurts, and you're drinking plenty of water. Did you take it with water also, or did you just take the straight drops in a spoon? I just take it and put it in a spoon and eat it because it doesn't taste too bad. I think it tastes all right, actually. I mean, it tastes like oregano and mint, kind of, but yeah. Anyway, okay. Don't do what this guy
are
does.
scars everywhere. He's bleeding constantly, and his skin is never going to look the same from the things that he did years ago, nearly a decade ago at this point. And quite literally in some of his videos, which he really spam posts now, side point, but he posts like 12 times in one day. I guess if you do it that way, at least one post has to go viral, right? But in this instance, you can see literally necrotic tissue on his arms from the surgery that he's had to have had done. And by no way is he done with the process of fixing the damage that he has caused himself from
body. No. It's not computer graphics.
We're not
No.
talking about somebody who's taken steroids here. We're not talking about somebody who's blasted trenbolone and their heart, kidneys, and liver. We're talking about somebody who just simply injected wild amounts of oil into their arms and almost ended their life because of it.
Yo guys, one bazooka left, one bazooka left, one bazooka left. 20 September, bazooka remove. Operation good. Yes.
Jeez.
Hospital. Remove left bazooka.
And you hear in this video, he, I think, is explaining that they've removed his bazooka, his left bazooka is what he was saying. So based on the wraps around his arm and how significantly smaller that left arm is, he's had surgery on that arm now, and it has been reduced in size massively by removing the amount of necrotic tissue that was left there, and as much oil as could probably be removed in that instance.
Hello guys.
The Clash Royale is an arena-based game that allows to play 1 versus 2 battles, 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2 battle, deploy troops, defend, climb, drive, trophy, and epic multiplayer clashes. Is that you liking that, brother? Sorry, my nephew showed up. So partial. No problem. Oh yes, definitely, Ken. Definitely foolish. Now I look blue. Yeah.
Right biceps to my left, one is done. The surgery went well, and now we are waiting to mount for everything to heal up. When in 26 years we'll do our biceps. Thanks everyone.
No problem, brother.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, he's going crazy.
My children.
So I can't really, to be honest with you, understand exactly what he's saying here. His language is not innately English, so obviously it's a bit.
If mosquito bites him,
him,
his arm squirt. Well, dude, listen. He's freaking. He's got problems. Like, they don't inject it under the skin. They inject it intramuscularly. So deep into the muscle, so it puffs the muscle out. It's not just oil under the skin. It's the muscle full of oil. So it's going to leak in blood. I put 30 drops and 2 ounces of ginger ale and swallowed it total. Yeah, it's not bad. But yeah, you definitely want to be drinking water, good amounts of water, because as that processes, you're going to want to flush your system as much as possible. You're definitely going to want to be doing a couple of pints of water, like at least like 4 pints throughout the day. Just get it over with. Like, I mean, I don't like sipping water throughout the day. I don't know why. So you'll, like, every once in a while you'll see me grab this and just slam it. Like, so this is about two pints a quart. Yeah, I just like slam it like probably 4 or 5 times a day. But yeah, you got to be able to flush your system. He's got a bunch of tattoos after covering the scars. Think it might work. Yeah, maybe. Or he'll like the scars to show people because he was bazooka arms. Hey, Poppy, what up? Liquidity streams. He streams on here almost all the time, as much as you. You should subscribe. He's down to a lot, man. He does it all for the ladies.
Well, from what it sounds like, he has.
I'm trying to hook him up with olive oil on the channel. Write me out an olive oil run. You know, the chicken in the blue county. Yeah, absolutely.
I would imagine.
Yeah, olive oil.
Replace it with healthier tissue in hopes of kind of creating a less asymmetrical physique. I am not so sure what's going on here, to be completely honest with you. But it's evident that his left or right bicep is leaking some kind of fluid, whether it's oil, blood, or something else. I mean, it literally looks
Lymphatic
like
fluid.
vehicle oil. It doesn't look like blood. I don't know what it is, but he had some kind of procedure done as well to his right arm now too.
Hey everyone. I had a fever of almost 38 degrees the other day, and you can't bring it down, which pills because
oiling
the body
in. Yep.
fights it itself. I brought it down with a glass of warm water. When you drink warm water, the fever goes away completely. The problem was that they removed some lumps from my armpit. Yes, armpit.
Yeah,
And
those are
after
lymph
the
nodes.
operation,
Yeah,
fluid
that's krill.
accumulated there and the remains came out. This is the body fighting, and it's a normal reaction. Yes.
Dude. So luckily, the oil won't rot, right? So the only things that start to rot is where the oil pushes against veins and arteries and capillaries, so blood can't get to other tissues. So he's like using the opposite of a tourniquet. Instead of wrapping a tourniquet around your arm, if you injected a bunch of oil and it swells, it's basically the opposite. It's doing the same thing. It's pushing against the veins and arteries. So the tissue that can't get blood starts to die. Yeah, I drank about 2 liters of water, but I'm peeing less. Yeah, you're gonna, yeah. It'll go where it needs to go and then flush out. Yeah. That's good though. Yeah, that's good.
Good.
So from this video, again, it's very hard to interpret, but it seems like there was some complications during surgery and
Lymph
after
nodes,
surgery
probably.
where his body had an immune response and it held on to a lot of water. He had to take medicine and medication to reduce the amount of edema that he was experiencing, likely some kind of cardiovascular threat there, I'm sure, but he is slowly recovering. He says that it is normal. Definitely not normal.
Definitely
And I
not
really
normal.
hope that what this shows is a good lesson to anybody using massive amounts of synthol and really synthol in general, that it is probably not a good idea to be doing. It's destructive. It destroys your tissue. It doesn't build it.
Inflammation,
At least
serious
you could say with
inflammation.
steroids, you're building muscle that is actual muscle, but with oil, you're quite literally deteriorating your body in order to have an outward appearance that looks like you have muscle. But I think most people are able to generally see that that is
Better, man.
Whereas the prognosis was only 60%. But for now, I can't walk around at home without the bandage. The bandage cannot be removed from my right biceps. Where the skin graft was taken from yet. The wound needs to be treated with
I like xylitol, yeah.
for another week so that the bandage comes off on its own. But next week they will try to remove the bandage from my other arm. And in January 26 years I am flying to a certain country. Thank you.
Again, it's really hard to understand him, but I'm happy we're getting these updates, because what it used to be was we got no updates and we just saw him completely continue to deform
Now he's off
himself,
to conquer the
make
Americans.
content online and try to
Bring
get
it
out
on,
good
brother. Bring him
updates,
on.
Actual health.
How are you,
It's very,
Marlik?
Very important. The description reads:
He
"Today's
injected
very
himself
happy
for what
day
the
for
ladies.
you."
So what it's appearing like is he's not the only one that does this. First of all, there's a group of guys, they call them bubble boys because their muscles look like bubbles because they just inject a bunch of oil into them. He pumped them into his hands. Do you think it was just synthol? I think he was doing like olive oil and stuff like that too. I don't know for sure. But if that's freaking like $100,000 worth of synthol. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, he might be able to get it cheap over there, or he's got a good hookup. Look at these guys. Look at these. I asked because I discovered that it really helps my vertigo. So the thing is, that's pure nutrition. It's you're talking about xylitol. So that's bacterial, but xylitol will fight bacterial infections and stuff like that. So if it helps with that, like xylitol bubble gum can help reduce. It can actually help remineralize teeth, and it reduces bacterial load in the mouth and stuff like that. So that might have a good thing to do with it too. I wonder if Duck AI is the same as Gemini. Oh, brother, that's a good question. You could definitely give it a try, but Gemini's pretty good. Okay, so these guys here, like this guy here, I think he might be dead, and this guy here, like you see, they're just pumping all this oil in directly, not under the skin, into the muscle. Fail, they see that hitting things doesn't help at all with my VR controller. I hit them for a long time and it finally powers back. So it works, I guess. Yeah, there you go. Look at this guy over here. Look at this. Yeah, it's absolutely wackadoodle. And look, here's a before and after. Because, some people don't want to wait for the steroids and the working out to do. I think the bubble boy trend I think it's definitely a slow form of suicide. Absolutely. That's not going to... But some people, like synthol is used in competitive bodybuilding, but they use like a few milliliters just to pump up a little bit more, not these freaking wackadoo amounts. What up, Alex? What up? Who's the fail? No, it's not natural gains. It's not natural gains. Absolutely not. No, definitely not natural gains.
Bandage on my left bicep can now be removed. 90% of the skin has been taken, whereas the prognosis was only 60%. And I think what he's saying there is the amount of graft that actually held versus was rejected by his skin. I'm not totally sure. It might be part of that necrotic tissue that we saw before. Because essentially part of the
I'm a bodybuilder like others. They say I'm a beacon of health. There you go, brother.
Muscle, the tissue that is making up your arm, you can't just sew it back together and hope for the best. You kind of have to make up for some of that skin loss. And I'm thinking what he's saying is that it held essentially, and it didn't go necrotic on its own, except a small portion of it.
Wasn't bubble weight. Yes.
From my right bicep, where the skin graft was taken, yet the wound there still needs to be treated with potassium
permanganate.
Potassium perman.
Low, high, low. They're spree peppery mints. They also curb my appetite.
I can't.
So there's a very interesting thing about xylitol and xylitol hydroxyapatite. Oh, dang it. Xylitol hydroxyapatite tooth cavities. Tooth remineralization. Remineral. So xylitol, hydroxyapatite xylitol gum is an innovative oral care product designed to actively repair tooth enamel and prevent cavities while you chew. Xylitol is a natural sweetener that starves cavity-causing bacteria and boosts saliva production. So yeah, xylitol is been known to be like back Trident and Dentine used to use them back in the day. I must have dreamt about 1,000 dreams, but I'm haunted by 1,000,000 screams.
All right, you got me. I can't say that word.
Manganate.
Permanganate.
Jeez.
Permanganate.
Fuck it.
I have enough hardship in life as is.
For another week, so the bandage comes off on its own, but for next week, they will try to remove the bandage from the other arm, and in January 2026, I am flying to a certain country. Don't know what that means.
Hello, guys. Yes, problem. Yes.
Yeah. So he's having problems. All that fluid buildup now because his lymphatic system, the lumps he said was in his armpit, those are lymph nodes, and now it's been so damaged that the fluid and from probably infection is filling up, and then it's just flowing down gravity into his hands, so his hands look like he got mitts on, just like Coca-Cola putting Coke in their drinks. Yeah, they used to do that. Do you recall your favorite Blue Oyster Cult album? Wasn't there only one?
yes. It has been exactly 9 years since I applied 6 liters of petroleum jelly. After 9 years, my hands became inflamed, so I am gradually removing them surgically. We cleaned up everything we could from one hand, but unfortunately, after
Brother,
a
I
month,
don't-
the swelling started again. As you can
He's used a lot of
clearly
different
see,
stuff.
I didn't understand what the problem was and how to solve it. Since we had cut everything out and solved the problem. In the end, the surgeon told me that the problem was no longer the volume, but something inside, and that it called the either lymphostasis or vein thrombosis.
Lymphocytes.
I had an ultrasound, and the diagnosis was post-thrombophlebitic syndrome. According to the ultrasound, the blood clots are
Blood
small
clots.
and there aren't many of them, and it can all be treated with medication without
Burning,
surgery.
I'm burning,
I am
I'm
currently
burning, I'm
undergoing
burning for you.
this treatment, and we'll see what happens next. And I will let people know that this is not the way to do it. Thank you.
And it does appear that his left arm had the bandage removed. It is significantly smaller, but it looks like what that scarring was on that arm that we saw originally was basically the skin graft.
He does streams in Russian. He
Now
plays
he's
games
able
well and
to
tells
wear
cynical
no
views
bandage
on the
that
world.
arm and be
I pray that he continues to do that and stops with this freaking Synthol and oh man. I mean, he seems like he's in good spirits, so hopefully. But man, with all those lymphocyte issues and whatnot, recall I have a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
sort of normalize his function with that arm. However, there is a very drastic amount of edema there.
Yeah.
He said that after they cleaned up everything from the surgery and the edema stopped,
6 liters of petroleum jelly.
Again, and you can clearly see it. I didn't understand what the problem was,
6
and how to solve it since we had cut out everything.
He used petroleum jelly. He used Vaseline. It's been exactly 9 years since I applied 6 liters of petroleum jelly. After 9 years, my hands became inflamed, so I am gradually removing them surgically. We cleaned up everything we could from one hand, but after a month, the swelling started again, as you can clearly see. I didn't understand what the problem is, since we had cut out everything and solved the problem. All right, brother, Godspeed.
And solve the problem initially. In the end, the surgeon told me that the problem was no longer the volume, but something inside, and it had to be lymphostasis or vein thrombosis. And essentially what he did is he got an ultrasound and he found that there was actually small blood clots. However, there isn't many of them, and it can be treated with medication and no surgery. And he says, we will see what happens next. Now, obviously, circulation in his arm isn't so great, which is a bit concerning.
By
but
the
again,
way,
I think
Goal
he's on the
Zero.
path to recovery. And once again, you can kind of see here as we get more gradual updates, this skin graft does look to be holding, not very attractive, albeit, but far better than having to lose an entire arm or generally your entire life due to the oil exposure. Now, along this time, we continue to see Bazooka Hands continue to post rapid amounts of content. I mean, literally just posting content like mad. And he's traveling and he seems to be having a good time with life, which I think is fairly awesome, to be fair. I mean, he came from a very low point.
Don't
and is
fear
now
the
on a-
reaper.
Started to spread frequently across various countries.
Hold on, what now? He went on the TV in Russia back in the day, like 10 years ago, and his mother was crying live broadcast. And he's as well as some porn films because he was well trained for a dick enlargement. Jesus. Wow. Petrak. Jeez. Petra Kartavinko. I'm trying, brother. Software. He is in Russia in the internet. In Russia, he's an internet joke, but not popular one anymore. Oh no! So now he's just all scarred up and not popular. So that's probably why he's trying English.
Is hantavirus actually dangerous? just like the COVID virus was last time? Or is it just an engineered and artificially manufactured virus created by highly
Cardovinko, there
specialized
you go.
medical
They
laboratories
paid
for the
Paradise and
specific
put up a
purpose
park
of
in it.
generating massive sales and profits for financial capital?
I don't know. It's interesting. I don't really care about any of that. What I do care about is the fact that, you know, when you look at his arm on the right-hand side, the one that's still bandaged, he is very clearly suffering from bleeding still. There's still substances coming out of that arm.
Man.
Hopefully it's just from the skin graft. And then from what I'm gathering at large from his content is that that arm will be soon worked on as well to reduce its volume / size and hopefully the degree of necrotic tissue. Look, I think you're getting the point of this video. As you can see, these guys that are injecting massive amounts of oil into their body are not healthy. They're not somebody that is fit or shouldn't be at least.
Jeez, nice.
We do see that a lot of these people are specifically coming from sort of these poorer countries, unfortunately, and I think there's just a lack of education and knowledge within these countries. And so, you know, probably this
it's
kind of
nothing to
content
do with
doesn't
it.
reach them
Nothing to
maybe
do with
as
it.
well as we would hope. But I think what we are at least hoping to see as Bazooka Hands continues his path to recovery is the story of a man who absolutely destroyed his life and almost died, almost had his limbs amputated, and is now coming back from it and starting a new life and trying to really embrace the life of health as opposed to just blowing himself up with oil in order to achieve some kind of look that gets viral and clicks.
Man,
And
that's
if it's anything to
freaking
say,
rough,
I obviously
dude.
don't think you should be doing this. I don't think any human being should be injecting large amounts of oil into themselves.
And
It's
that's
just
when I
never
said,
going to be a
what
good
about
idea. Personal
breakfast
anecdote
at
here,
Tiffany's? She
I at
said
one
that.
point
I
did
think
inject
I
synthol back in
remember
my
the
body
film.
because I was
I
really big and
recall.
honestly
We both
really
kind of
unhealthy.
liked it.
I thought that this was going to make me win bodybuilding shows, and of course that it was going to make my arms massive and get me more attention. Now, the degree of synthol that I was using was nowhere even close to what Bazooka Hands was doing by a very large margin. We're talking, you know, a few milliliters in each tricep head as compared to him doing full liters into several points in his arms. So a completely different situation. But regardless of that fact, when I was doing that, I was so caught up in the bodybuilding lifestyle, my outward appearance to people, and how my muscles were basically the defining feature of my personality and self. And it took me a long time. I mean, I only did synthol
Hit
for
the
like 8
B
weeks.
square.
It wasn't that long,
Hip,
but it took me a long
hip
time to really
everywhere.
see that bodybuilding, my physique, all these things didn't define me as a person. And I think what we're seeing here is the fact that he is coming to that realization and going through this path to correct his issues and fix his life, which I'm all for. Like, I love seeing this kind
Yeah,
of stuff.
brother, get
Redemption
good.
story is some of the best shit you can get on the internet. A lot of the times we cover degenerate behaviors, activities that aren't so great, people that aren't so great, things that happen in a negative connotation to the world and fitness at large. But I think this is one of those small instances where we can say, hey, this guy's doing a great fucking job with himself. I'm really proud of him, and I hope he keeps recovering. So if any of you out there are injecting synthol, I encourage you to stop, because bigger appearing muscles will actually, contrary to your popular belief, not even popular belief really, just won't flat out get you the attention that I think you're maybe hoping for. And YouTube, if you enjoyed this video, consider liking, commenting.
Man, that's freaking rough, dude. Jeez. Oh, man, I need some freaking... That's freaking rough, dude. That's rough. Let's see what we can find here. Vegetable oil gains. Man. Oh. Oh. And that's him again, as I recall. Oh, man.
Lembrando que isso sendo feito de maneira errada leva
Oh,
a
dude.
Muito óbitos aí ao longo desse período.
Yeah, I can't watch that stuff, dude. I can't watch it anymore. That's so rough. Yeah, I got no muscle. It's about all I got. He wanted to become a popular guy from the background, like the guy who killed John Lennon. Reminds you of him? Spasiba. That's all I can say. My next door neighbors were from Russia. Fedor and Ludmila Shustakov. That was my next door neighbors. Hey there, Delilah. What's it like in New York City? What happened to Obama? What happened to Obama? Is he in jail? What happened to Obama? I don't know. The internet says he's alive. Oh, I didn't see it. Oh, I closed it. I have no idea. I don't know. I never went back. Oh, man. Let's see what we can find. He hit the gym. Oh, he thought that was Obama? Oh, man. The streamer's curse. Oh, wow, that looks nice. The smallest pets you can own. Let's see. Oh, what up, big girl? There's Space Cowboy's girlfriend. Let's see. They're fighting advanced biotic hands. Really bad ideas. Wow. Obese land. Here you go. Here's that's a long one though. Let's see what she's got. Peter, you know about freaking there Yakutsk? I'd give up forever. Let's see if we can find something. 53 minutes. Jeez. Oh man, she's making some serious bread. Yeah, it's cold there. It looks cold.
In the world, a morning routine looks almost the same.
It looks cold.
Bed, a hot shower, and a fresh cup of coffee. But in the coldest city on earth, the start of the day looks very different. This is Ulyana. She is 52 years old, a mother and a grandmother. She works as an accountant in Yakutsk. It's 8 a.m. Today, the temperature outside has dropped to minus 58 degrees Celsius. There is an 83-degree difference between her warm home and the outside.
83 degrees
must go to work at the office.
centigrade.
There is no working from home, even in this extreme weather. Most people will stay inside or drive to the office, but Ulyana does something different. She's not only going
9:07 p.m. 21:07.
to work, she is also preparing for a run. Every morning before heading to the office, she runs no matter how cold it is. She wears only 3 thin layers of clothing. She does this because wearing too many layers.
3:07 a.m. Wow. Where are you? Are you? You're in Russia, Peter?
Heavy coat and start to sweat, the moisture can freeze on her skin instantly. In this weather, wet clothes can lead to hypothermia in just a few minutes.
Ken is in Japan. Jim is in the UK. Slovenia. There's a guy, his name Internet Watcher. He's a channel. He comes in here. He's from Slovenia, but he lives in the Netherlands. Or maybe he's from Serbia. No, I think it's Slovenia.
Ulyana was born and lived her whole life in Yakutia. For her, the extreme cold is not a surprise.
His
it's
name
just
is
a part
Internet
of her
Watcher.
daily life.
And he watches the
Juliana
internet.
runs in conditions most people will consider impossible.
Man.
She runs the coldest marathons
Yeah.
in the world.
Yeah, we
42
got a good
kilometer
community.
races in temperatures as low as minus 60 degrees Celsius. Every morning before she goes to work, Juliana runs 5 kilometers to the river. Running in minus 58 degrees is not the same as
Jeez.
running in normal winter weather. In these temperatures,
brother.
even small mistakes can become serious. The air is so cold that it burns your throat and lungs when you breathe. Frostbite can happen faster than most people realize. The cold first burns the skin, then the burning fades as the nerves stop reacting.
Wow.
In Yakutsk, the cold can become dangerous even when you think you are still in control. Yakutia is a land of extremes.
Man
the cold
in
is
the mirror.
so intense that it changes everything. Metal
Changes
becomes brittle
ways.
and can snap like glass. Cars must be kept in heated garages or left running all day. For Ulyana, this is not a special event. This is her morning routine every single day in the city she calls home. For Ulyana, sweat is one
It's
of
really
the biggest
survival
dangers.
in Yakutsk. Not living after you see good places. Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine.
If she sweats, the moisture freezes. Frozen sweat steals heat. Heat loss leads to hypothermia. Hypothermia leads to death. In
Man.
the coldest city on earth, mistakes are not forgiven. In extreme cold, even a simple stop can be risky. Standing still for too long allows the body to cool down rapidly. Ulyana understands this, which is why she keeps moving. As long as she keeps moving, her body creates heat to keep her warm, but she has to be careful. If she runs too fast, she will sweat, something that she has to
Wow.
avoid. Ulyana finally reaches the frozen river. This is where Ulyana comes every morning, and this is where her routine becomes even more extreme. Most people finish a
No.
cold morning workout and immediately
She gonna
want
do
a
for a
hot
cold
shower.
plunge?
Ulyana is not here for warmth. She is here for ice swimming. In Yakutia, ice swimming is not just a social media trend. It's a serious hobby and a tradition for many people. There is a large community
Jeez.
of winter swimmers called
Jeez, what up,
walruses. They meet
fantastic
every
finger
day to
man?
swim in the freezing water.
It's negative 58 degrees centigrade and she's going swimming. The water has to be warmer than the air. Because if the water was zero, it would be frozen. So the water's got to be above zero. Everyone knows I'm in over my head. Originally, I am from Sibir, Novosibirsk. Yeah, that's where my neighbors were from. So it's similar in terms of cold air and different in size urban population, but really nothing compared to more developed countries. I'm familiar with Novosibirsk. That's where my next door neighbors were from, Novosibirsk.
For them, it's not only about the challenge. Many believe it helps
just
the
wants to be
immune
punished,
system,
put her in the
improves
gulag.
blood circulation, reduces inflammation, and brings a powerful feeling of energy. People describe it as a full reset for the body and mind.
No
But
way.
ice swimming is also dangerous. Cold water can cause a reaction called cold water shock, and this can be deadly.
Yes,
When the
near
body
death.
hits freezing water, the breathing can become uncontrollable. The heart rate can increase sharply. This can cause the heart to fail. Panic makes this much worse, and within minutes, the cold shuts down your muscles, making your arms and legs too heavy to move.
I wonder how
This is
many
why
people.
experienced ice swimmers always enter
I
the
wonder how many people die in there and then just sink to the bottom of the river.
water slowly. Ulyana moves carefully and calmly. She does not rush. She focuses on staying relaxed and controlling her breath, because in this weather, panic is not allowed.
That's
The
negative
water itself is around
58
0
degrees.
and it's 58
Celsius.
degrees warmer than the air.
Yeah.
However, the real danger begins the moment she steps out. Being wet outside in minus 58 degrees is extremely risky. The cold air pulls heat away from the body instantly, and the wind makes it even worse. Skin can freeze quickly, and touching anything cold can become dangerous. This is why Uliana carefully protects her fingers, feet and head. She puts on gloves and socks because even brief contact with a frozen surface can make her skin stick to it and tear the flesh from her body. Uliana must be fast and precise. She cannot stand around. She has to dry
Jeez, it's
herself
cool watching
quickly,
us on a
change
hot
clothes,
night
and
because
protect
it's
her
cooling
body
me down.
immediately. Uliana does the ice swim twice. This is her favorite part of the morning. For her, it's more than training. It's about discipline,
Wow.
resilience, and proving herself every single morning that she is
I
stronger
was not
than
that much
yesterday.
swimming being done. Not that I was much swimming being done, J.I. Yep. That's crazy. There are more alcoholics in Russia than those who do sports. Wow, I imagine quite a few overdoing on vodka, being very brave and jumping in the water. It's unpredictable, but some in the end is right. It's something unpredictable, but in the end, it's right. Jeez. Man, that's freaking crazy cold. Hair's probably starting to freeze already. Put her slippers on. Yes, yes, yes. They are built different. I'd run. Man, that dog's. That dog turd probably frozen before it hits the ground. Man. God will ask her why she tortured her body. I ran a marathon in negative 60 degrees C weather. I was really cold, but honestly, I loved it. Probably, I mean, right by the Chinese border, but yeah, she's native. I'd sit around and watch the tube and nothing on. I changed the channel for an hour or two. If you freeze, that's it. If you get sick, it's over. Right now it's negative 50 C. I bite my lip and close my eyes. Take me away to paradise.
Uliana is still not finished. After her run and her ice swim, she runs again, about 3 kilometers to her office. While most people drive to work in a warm car or take a public transport, Uliana continues moving through the frozen city like it's normal.
Yeah,
For
some
most
people,
one
man.
is
Some people
58
got it.
degrees
Some people
Celsius
built
will be
like
an
that.
emergency. For Uliana, it's just another morning. She lives an ordinary life, a job, responsibilities, a family. She's a mother, a grandmother, like everyone else. Yet every day, before the city fully wakes, she walks into the frozen city and challenges herself against the cold, against her own limits, and proving the strength of human willpower.
Jeez. Gold mines up there? Yeah, I'm back, Tiny. What up, brother? Gold mines. No, that's not it. What, I spell it wrong? Y-A-K-U-T-S-K. No, that's right. Yakut Saga Republic is one of Russia's leading gold-producing regions, with accounting for a third of the country's total gold. While the city of Yakut serves as the administrative hub for these operations, the actual mines are concentrated in the surrounding Aldansky and Olekminsky districts. Wow. I've been obsessing over the temperature in my snake's tank. I'm stressing about it. I feel like I just can't get it right. So you only really need to get him a hot rock. He needs a hot rock that he can go to when he needs it. And then he can go off of in other areas of the tank to cool down. You know what a hot rock is? It's like a... They look like this. They look like this. And they just plug into the wall and they stay at like 100 degrees. No, what are you talking about, dude? I worked for a zoo in the herpetology department. They're definitely not. No, they're very, very, very safe. Absolutely very safe. It's the most common thing to do. Whoever told you that did not have one to sell you. Yeah. You want a hot spot. You don't want the whole thing. He can get as close to the heater as he wants and get as far away from the heater as the tank will allow him. But yeah, they're not going to walk into a fire and die. They'll go as close to it as they want to get, and usually they like to lay on it. Every person in the forum says rocks are super, super dangerous. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. I'll tell you exactly the opposite. Reptile, okay, actually it says right here, yeah, they recommend against using electric rocks in heat and snake enclosures, reviews and community consensus, but that's from YouTube. But let's see. Snakes lack underbelly heat receptors and will coil tightly on the heat source and warm up until over 105 degrees. These are really called burns and scale. Malfunctions, that's why. Retail sites, some say they enjoyed the rocks. However, snake forums, Reddit, and Aussie Pythons consistently rate these products poorly. Malfunctioning thermostats, rocks far too out. Wow. Well, I mean, maybe they're not the unprofessional, but we used them in every single tank in the zoo, at the zoo in the herpetology for snakes and lizards and whatnot like that. Yeah, that's crazy. Good night, Peter. Nice to meet you, brother. Yes, I have a hot hide for him. It's 90 degrees and the cool side 71, 76 degrees. Yeah, brother, I owned a snake. And I owned a snake. My brother's best friend had a snake, had a python, a reticulating python, had a tortoise, two tortoises, iguanas, and yeah, hot rocks. He had them he had a room, and he had like 4 or 5 of those hot rocks because of what they did to do there. Yeah, all right. I'm just saying that's crazy. I mean, maybe things have changed and quality has changed. When I had a snake, a garter snake, the first thing that the kit that we bought was like a 20-gallon tank, a hot rock, and because I didn't have a heat lamp. But yeah, and my snake would sleep on that thing. Under tank heaters, controlled digital thermostats. That just seems like to sell people more stuff. Because when in order for me to get a snake when I was a kid, when I was a kid, in order for me to get a snake, I had to learn a lot about snakes just to get one. I had to be able to, my dad had to test me and quiz me between venomous and non-venomous by the head shape and whatnot. And like, I had to learn a lot. And we had a place called House of Tropicals. And this was in Maryland. This was before I worked at the zoo in Maryland Zoo in Baltimore. But yeah, and so things have definitely changed. And I mean, maybe they're crap now. It seems like they're saying because of overheating from malfunctioning. So that I can understand if everything's built like crap now. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm going to get a ball python too. Yeah. I had non-poisonous transparent skin scorpions. Transparent skin. I don't know, any safety equipment. Yeah, I mean, so if a new product comes out and it's better than an old one, sure, absolutely. Like I said, I ain't gonna do it in 20 years. My mother put them away in the wild. The scorpions, I want the snake to have a healthy home. Now, I understand, yeah, I mean, overhead heating, use a ceramic heater or halogen bulb to reliable thermostat to safely ward the ambient air and the top of a natural rock. Under tank heaters, heat control mat with digital thermostat, trapping the heat underneath its body. What do you have? I'm such a hover parent with my pets. Right? Yeah, like this is almost exactly what, like the one that I had was almost exactly like that. But I can absolutely, I mean, understand now everything's made in China and it could absolutely be wackadoodle. I don't know. Okay, yeah, so that's why. Because they're notorious for overheating or malfunctioning, right? So back when they were, I guess, quality, if that's the way everything was done. I use a CHE and an under tank heater with a thermostat. I need to get a dimming thermostat for the CHE. I turn off the ceramic heater, the ceramic heat emitter at night because it can make it too hot. I've seen heat lamps used for outdoor chickens in the winter too. Yeah. What he's talking about, the under tank heater, I have those for plants. And I put that one in the chicken coop, but instead of laying it down, I have it straight up and down so that instead of just like 2 or 3 of them getting on top of one, they can get on the front and the back of it. You know, so it's hanging straight up and down. You know what I mean? Because if it was laying flat, it could only fit like 2 or 3 of them on there. But now that it's hanging up like this, they can get in front of it and behind it, so all of them can gather around it. Yeah. And this is a I could probably grab it. It's actually in the living room right now, but yeah, no matter. But yeah, radiant heat panels are great. I need to get one of those. Yeah, those are great. They're great. Yeah, they work great. But yeah, like my back in the 90s. And I can remember the underside of the heat rock said "Made in the USA." I remember it stamped in the bottom because it didn't have an on-off switch, and I remember I would hold it. So yeah, but yeah, if they're crap now, then yeah, they're crap. Uneven heating coils that create dangerously hot spots, leaving other parts of the rock cold. Yeah, so they're just made like shit now. That's the problem. Yeah, made in the USA, baby. Unlike natural rocks heated by the sun, electric rocks produce continuous heat. A snake may stay on the rock. Wow, yeah. That's crazy. Scale rot and burns, direct contact with unregulated hot plastics. So maybe they're not made out of rock anymore? Yeah, if they're made out of plastic, yeah, that's crazy shit, dude. Yeah, mine was rock. It was like concrete. Wow, I guess everything's gone to shit. One day closer to the rapture. Jesus is coming to get you soon. Hope you're ready. I'm ready, brother. How you doing, Brad? Yours was made out of real rock. Yes, yeah. And the ones in the zoo, they were actual rock. Yeah, they were rock. They were like concrete. Yeah. I didn't even know they made them out of plastic. Yeah, because you could have them molded and everything. Yeah. You could use a rock, but have to put a timer or plug on it. Yeah. I'm ready, but I'm dirty. That's crazy. Yeah, these the ones that I remember at the zoo, they were shaped like logs and everything like that. Like the ones that you put in like a gas fireplace, that you don't burn logs in, but they're like fake ceramic logs to make like the flames make a pattern, you know what I mean? That's like what they were made out of, but they had heating elements inside of them, but they were rock, they were heavy, they were like the big ones for like were like, like, hey man, grab that side, getting help and stuff. Yeah, they were actually rock. We're all sinners, but he knows if you're trying. That's right, brother. Yeah, I had no idea they were plastic now. Flagstone slave never rock. Vivariums, lighting systems. Yeah, so from what you need a warm area and then an area that's cooler, because they don't have heat regulation. They're cold blooded. So if as long as and you'll see like if he tries to start not necessarily crawling out of the tank, but like lays up against a corner because he's trying to get as much cool from like two panes of glass at the same time, stuff like that. You'll be able to tell, and then you can like rotate or slide out your heat pad. Yeah, join the Discord. Yeah, join it, brother. It should be in the chat. I don't know if you can click on it or not. You can just send me a I fail first. He's hiding under this water bowl, which is the coolest spot, but he also has the most hidden spot too, right? What do you have? What kind of snake is it? Let's see. Oops. Corn snake. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I used to catch snakes. Like, I used to put a big sheet of cardboard, like really, like a piece of. If like someone bought a refrigerator that was in a cardboard box or a dishwasher, I would take those boxes. I would rip them open so they could lay flat. I would lay them out in fields. And then in the morning, you would run and just pull it off and then grab them before they could run away, because they would, as the snakes were going through the grass, they would go underneath of them to get the little bit of heat, because that's trapped underneath the cardboard. It worked like almost every day. Hairpin. Is that you? You could set I fail first a friend request if you want, and I'll just send you an invite. Or there's a link in the chat too. Either way for Discord. There we go. All right. No way. Look at this freaking craziness. Look at this. Yoinking herpetiles. It's rare to find snakes here in the UK, but they do exist. Yeah. In the government. I'm funny, dude. I'm funny. Oh, broke something there. Snakes in the swamp. You were gonna say that? Hey, good. Okay. Okay. Alright, I just sent you an invite. There you go. Snakes and swamp creatures. Okay, where did I go here? It says a 26-year-old caught hantavirus. He died 12 hours later. You guys want to watch that? Let's see. What did I miss? Oops. Oh, I broke something. Oh, there you go. We got Japanese. A day in the life of a Japanese garbage man. Let's watch that.
This is a day in the life of
Oh, tech leaders giving speeches about AI during graduation. They want these people to buy it. They want. Think about how many. Okay. Now that so many kids have access to college because everybody can get student loans, everybody can. Like it used to be when I was a kid, you had to pass an entrance exam to even be able to get a student loan. They wouldn't even let you get the loan if you were too dumb to get into college. But now everybody can. So now you got all these people, hundreds of thousands of people, if you add all the schools together and everything. Every year, hundreds of thousands of people. So what they say to these kids is, you will have nothing. You will have no job unless you get AI. So what are all these kids doing? They're all going to get a subscription to an AI company so that they can start using it professionally to learn how to use it. Even though 99% of them won't end up using it, these companies are making it hand over fist. And that's why it is. I respect Japanese a lot. Dedicated to polite bunch of principles. I agree. But yeah, that's what it is, Mr. George. That's what it is. Mr. George, he's a bad operator. But that's what it is. It's a sales pitch. They're saying, you just spent all this money, you just graduated, and now you got to start paying back your student loans. So if you want to make any money in the economy, you better learn AI and you better buy a subscription to one of our plans. That's what it's all about. That's what they're doing. That work is $2 and what did it say? $2.80?
Nice. How much is it?
$2.80 a day. So all their money's going into their pocket. And he said that their mortgage rate is only between 0.5% to 1%. Yeah, I used that for smell.
That's a deal.
Yeah.
Hi, how long have you been working here? Wow, what'd you do before this? Got it. So why here?
育ったんで、やっぱり何かその育った町に貢献したいなって思いがあった。
That looks terrible. There's no pizza or burgers, no fries, chips, no soda.
楽しいですね、仕事は。はい。
Awesome. How long have
And
you
also
been
no fat people. Look how skinny everybody is.
working here?
2年目です。
And you?
はい、3年目になります。
Oh, so you guys are on the younger side.
若手の下の方です。
So why'd you choose this job?
前職も同じ業種だったので、でまた
What's up, Alec?
自分の父親の
What up, Enviro?
貢献できればなと思います。
That's great. So do you guys actually hang out?
友達です。もともと高校の野球部で一緒に野球やってたんで。
Oh wow, who started first?
こっちに石原が入っていて、僕まだ3年目なんですけど。
Got it. So what position do you play?
僕は外野です。
Outfield.
And you?
There you go. There's the dessert. I thought they were going to the bar after work.
At 1 p.m., they're all off to collect more garbage. So Gijiro's
Oh wow. Our garbage collection's like 7:30 in the morning. Marijuana's over $100 a gram. Jeez, dude. I think the cartels set this up. But like some places blows like absolutely out of control. It's marijuana's out of control in other places. So it's just like they know that like in Brazil blows like 3 cents a pound. And then, but in places like Germany and whatnot, it's really super expensive. Take more rum, $100 a gram, I see places, and yet they're charging that for a G of cannabis. That's
doing.
Care and Trust Collection. We provide trash pickups for elderly and disabled people who are unable to take out their own garbage. Mr. Brown's saying for today, we've been dancing.
Apparently, they coordinate with home care helpers and also perform in-home well-being checks for those who are registered. Amazing that they also offer this service. Have you ever had any trouble during a visit?
A few times I found the elderly person on the floor and had to call an ambulance. He won't leave me alone. No. Shovels and stuff. They get to play video games all day. I'm back. I had to feed the cats and dog before bed, man. All right, we'll do this real quick. Well, leave me alone. No. Who's that? They won't leave me alone. Is that your cat? There you go. That's a little guy, dude. Good looking though, that's for sure. Ciao, I got the mambo. Oh, see the Pokemon cards in the back. I see the thermostat too. That's Chow. That's Satan the Snake. Song gonna be stuck in my head all day. That's Space Cowboy's fault. No one will leave me alone. No. Hey, looks good. Bam. Nice. Moderator of a chat room is a person that appointed them as the moderator. What happened? Did you get moderated? Mr. Brownstone is my neighbor. He takes care of everything. No one here moderated you. You know, I mean, if you got moderated, it was YouTube. Mr. Brownstone is my neighbor. He takes good care of me. Don't snakes lay eggs even when they're not fertilized? I don't think so. No, Unless some do. Some snakes don't lay eggs, but like anacondas. Snakes non-fertilized eggs. Female snakes, if completely isolated from males, can and often do lay unfertilized eggs. Mine was a male. In the reptile community, they're known as slugs. They're usually yellowish, sticky, and smaller than fertilized eggs. They have dented, dimpled, and slightly pointed ends. Whether or not they made it, yeah, I didn't know that. They retain sperm, I knew that. Some snakes, such as boas, pythons, and rattlesnakes, can have asexual production. Parthenogenesis, which is a virgin female snakes that produce embryos without a male. There you go, learn something new every day. There's something on the water, something to the workers that's been with their cleaning their stuff. So random to get a hater on the stream. One day I first misunderstood what I was saying. I thought I was speaking to him because I wasn't. He wasn't paying attention to the chat. One of the moderators told me I was treading on thin ice and I needed to watch it. The moderator never apologized. I don't know which one it was, but they should apologize. Unless you were being an asshole. If you weren't being an asshole, they should apologize. I thought snakes lay eggs like chimkins. Lose sleep over it. Yeah, it's because of the chimkins, bro. It's internet's buddy doesn't care. No one cares. That's the thing about these moderator types that crave power over others badly. Jesus Chrysler. The only truth, and the truth about these chat room moderators is that they would never say anything to a person I guarantee was in the chat room. Miracle births from snakes. Yep. I did know that. And some snakes don't lay eggs. They have live births. People are chat room moderators or police reluctant person. Appointed moderator of a chat room. They threatened to moderate me because you misunderstood what I was saying and thought I was talking to you because you weren't paying attention to the chat. I try my best. I'm not a power person. It was a misunderstanding on your part, but never dummy, never apologize
Next,
for
he works on
that.
their official social media. In Japan,
I don't
beyond
know
waste
what's going
collection
on.
duties,
I mean, I'm trying
all
to
the
learn.
garbage men have assigned roles, and Ginjiro is part of their information communications team. For example, on their Instagram account, they explain things like how to sort garbage and provide information on what they do so that residents can easily understand.
And I say they are pathetic because they would never say to a person, I'll give you my address and you come over and prove it differently.
You should be able to repair
Bro,
this.
my next door neighbor called me. I was heading to a job and she called me screaming. I thought somebody was dead, so I drove back to the house. Like I was like, what's going on? And she was freaking out. So she called me remotely from her phone because her phone was near the window and there was a snake that had crawled in her kitchen window at night. And it was a freaking, probably about a 5 foot long black rat snake. I would live on a farm rather than black snakes and mice. But yeah, the snakes take care of the mice. Yeah, rat snakes are not venomous now. But she didn't know that. She just freaking, and this is the country down here. Like, I'm surprised she didn't see snakes for us. I mean, I guess, but it was in her living space, you know. So she left her window. She smoked cigarettes. So she would smoke by her window with the window cracked and she would leave it open and it crawled in. I mean, it was 5 feet long. So the bottom of the window is probably about 30 inches off the ground. So it just came up and creeped right in. Yeah, I mean, she didn't have no idea. The thing about having snakes in the house is that you should always check the bed before you go to bed. So my one of my best friends growing up, Sam, his brother Brian had a snake just like mine. We both had garter snakes, and it crawled into the laundry. When his mom was doing the laundry, the warm laundry came out and it crawled in and as she was pulling out clothes to fold them, to put them on coat hangers, she lifted up and there was the snake and she beat it to death. She killed his snake. I mean, she just freaked out. My snake is so tiny, if it was in my bed, it'd be crushed. Yep, that's why you got a snake check. My snake is only separated from my cats in this tank. Yeah, they'll chew them up.
Mindful of time.
Cats, a lot in America, we feed them a lot of bullshit. Like a lot of the cat food is just grains. It's like smashed together bread that's soaked in beef broth or chicken broth or whatever, maybe with a little bit of other crap in there. But yeah, and that's why a lot of dogs and cats die of cancer. How small do they make GoPros nowadays? Dude, they've got like the DJI action cams that are like an inch in it, like here. DJI mini action cam. No. Is this it? No. There's real small, 1 inch by 1.25 inches. That's the sensor. No. Okay, that's lightweight. That's 8K. That's a dual battery. Maybe it wasn't DJI. I was thinking of that was white. Oops. Yeah, this one fits on a watch. This one right here fits on a watch, $70. Mini body cam, thumb action, 1080p. Yeah, that's pretty small. I could have. Oh, this is it right here. This white one. So this part here pops out, and it can fit on it. I think it's 1 inch by 1 inch, or like 1.1 by 1.1. So it's pretty freaking small. Probably could, just don't want to stream because I have skeletons that cause I don't want people digging into my past. Yep, that'll definitely happen. Most domesticated cats don't have enough food. They don't need a predator, and at some point have enough food. Don't have a predator being a point. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Japan. Yeah. Yep, Ken.
All of them are little.
They have cats, recording cats. Host for a children's show. Like, oh, look, Elmo, what numbers are those on the wall? They're number 3. They're number 3. It's an AI startup. Doctor, translators, shock collars. Oh, let's see what Space Cal's got. Oops. OT collars? Not translators, the shot collars. They say they can translate animals' emotion with a 90% accuracy. Having John Pork ding dong ditch my coworker.
What the fuck? Who the fuck is knocking the goddamn door? Jesus fucking Christ. Who the fuck? Who the? I don't fucking see nobody, dude. Motherfucking kids, ding-a-ling, beat, goddamn. These sons of fucking bitches.
Looks like AI. Yeah, probably is. Google artificial intelligence. See, amazing space, amazing Monday on English straight mistake. Yeah, well, it'll happen. It'll happen.
Yeah, I like to beat their parents up. They're too fucking young. Little fuckers, bastards. God damn. Fuck this motherfucker. What the fuck? Who the fuck is knocking?
Whack it. Episode where Spock cries. Let's see. Spock cries in The Naked Time, Season 1, Episode 4, the original series. In this episode, strange infection lowers the crew its inhibitions. Damn, dude. Damn. Break down the grief over his inability to fully share his love with his human mother. He also sheds a silent tear in the climax of Star Trek The Motion Picture, where he's overcome with empathy for alien life. Star Trek. Roman God episode. Two prominent Star Trek episodes, Who Mourns for Adonis and Bread and Circuses. Season 2, Episode 2. A powerful alien claimed to be the Greek god Apollo. He reveals to you the other Olympian deities are extraterrestrial beings who visited Earth thousands of years ago, worshipped by gods. Ain't that freaking interesting?
And hit that like button because when I support the channel, then
it's all right. We work together and get it figured out, brother. I do not know what it means. I misu. Let's find out. I'll find out. I got the internet. Let's see. Oops. I humbly receive. Poor Spock. Got it wrong too. The one where he falls in love with the Spores one. There was an elite intelligence guy in Freemason in his deathbed. He said that we had already achieved everything in Star Trek and more. And he doesn't want he doesn't want to leave. And Star Trek doesn't want to leave. Okay, gotcha. I mean, he might be right, brother. He might be right. It just hasn't been released in that way. Are you a Trekkie or a Star Wars fan? I'm more of a Trekkie than a Star Wars fan. The Roman god did something to spark it, didn't they? I could swear I remember them making him do something that he messed up. Do you know what Aishitaru means? I do not know. Maybe it's the Mandela effect. Or they do that to us so we argue with each other. I love you. That's so sweet. The Roman god killed Chekhov. The episode you're looking for is Who Mourns Adonis. In this episode, Greek Roman god, the ensign delivers his most iconic and cheeky retorts, saying, "I'm sorry, Captain, I never met a god before, and I am the czar of all the Russians." Chekhov dies in the Scepter of the Gun episode. The crew is forced into a deadly recreation of a gunfight at the OK Corral by an alien entity. Because they didn't know don't believe the bullets are real, Chekhov is shot and killed by the outlaws, which prompts Captain Kirk to figure out how to defeat the illusion. Asutu means I love you, and then brought him back. The captain insulted the Enterprise. But Captain, they insulted the Enterprise. No, he didn't die in that one. I was wrong. There you go. Takamatsu means thanks for the evening. Takamisu. Spock. Okay, it's over. Okay. Nice. That was pretty cool. All right. That was pretty cool. I'm going to have eggs. I'm probably going to have eggs and rice for breakfast because of that. I got fresh eggs, obviously, because I got chickens. So that, him making that, so I'm probably going to have, but I don't know. Ken, when you eat raw egg on rice, is the rice hot to like almost cook the egg a little bit? Or is it cold rice? What is the Star Trek episode where there are several Roman gods and they control people with their minds? That has something to do with fruit they've been eating. Let's see. The mind-controlling figures are the Plantonians from the original series, Plato's stepchildren, the Platoians. The inhabitants are ageless, sadistic society based on the teachings of the philosopher Plato. The Platonians are dangerously psychokinetic abilities powered by the mineral Krondite in their food supply to control their minds and the bodies of the USS Enterprise. Damn. I'll use 2 probably. What up, Robert? Everything in Star Trek is true today. Replicator, embed, everything. I mean, obviously we got freaking these things. Do you like muscle mommies? Yeah, I do. What about muscle daddies? Do you? 3D printers, and listen, there's a lot of very interesting stuff. We can do molecules. But the interesting thing about making something like a replicator is you get all the atoms, and they have to be from a stock, so that it can't invent them out of nothing. So so the thing is about the teleporter too. So in order to teleport you from here to the next room, the next world, whatever, you would have to have something scan the body so fast, then have a stock of minerals, carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, and whatnot. In order to carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, I'm missing one, oxygen. And then that would recreate you, but then there would be 2 you, it would be a duplicator. So then they'd have to kill one of you, like absolutely vaporize one of you. The scanner is real, but the replicator is not real. Yeah, the scanner is real. Yeah. It breaks down the basic atoms and reconstruct it. Not miss, type miss, not everything. Type. Oh! What did I miss? Chickens are becoming a massive trend. People are becoming junior preppers, and it starts with chickens and eggs. It's crazy the amount of people that have chickens multiplying quickly. It's okay. It's okay, brother. You can literally break down shit and make anything. Literal poop. Poop becomes food, water, and resources. Yeah, and there's been movies that do that too. It changes pee into drinking water. So, interesting thing I was reading about today, I was looking into creatine absorption rates. And so they give people creatine in other countries for depression. But how do they test to see if they get the creatine in their body? Well, first, 2 things they do. They check their poop to see how much creatine that they eat ends up in their poop. So that means it's not being absorbed. And then you can check the amount it's in their blood, because you don't know how much. It doesn't stay in the blood. It goes into the blood and then goes to the tissues where it needs to go. So if you take a milligram or a gram of creatine, you're not going to have a gram of creatine in the blood when they check. So the blood isn't the best place to check for it. You want to just make sure it's not in the poop, because if it's in the poop, it just leaving your body. You're flushing what you purchased. Eat it for breakfast. Creatine is really, you might be thinking of creatinine. Creatine's really good for you. There's been more studies on creatine than anything else. It's the most studied supplement. Actually, new info came out today. That's why I was reading it. It's not called a transporter. It's not called a teleporter. It's called a transporter. That's probably why I eat losers for breakfast. I think that's what it's called. No, it sounds right. The thing that bodybuilders use. I mean, so I mean, they might use too much of it, but bodybuilders use creatine also. But yeah, creatine for the soul, not 18. Creatine health benefits. Creatine is one of the most thoroughly researched and effective sports supplements in the world. By regenerating adenosine triphosphate, rapid energy, daily dose of 3 to 5 grams of creatine monohydrate enhances high-intensity athletic performance, muscle growth, and brain function for recovery. So, but a lot of times when people search it, they search up creatinine. So when they're like, "Oh, is creatine any good for you? Can it hurt you?" It's the creatinine is what's detected in like it can give you kidney stones and stuff like that. Monk, have you ever taken a dump outside? Yup. No. I took a poop outside like a year ago because I was on a long hike and I had to go. Brains done work without creatine. Yeah, you need it. You need it. You absolutely need it. The top Illuminati guy on his deathbed who was involved deeply in clandestine intelligence operations said we had to say everything instead of Star Trek and more. Creatine is one of the best things you can put in your body for cellular energy, like for making the body work, for muscle energy, for like head wake up energy. It's really good if you're sleep. If me and you, if we had two of you and both of you did not sleep for 24 hours, one of you took creatine and one of you didn't, the one that took creatine would do better on psychological testing to make sure that you're like sharp and up to wit. It makes you work better with lack of sleep and whatnot. Yeah, so creatine and lack of sleep. It's very protective, neuroprotective. It can act as brain fuel, helping mitigate cognitive deficits, mental fatigue, and processing speed declines caused by acute sleep deprivation. It's really, really good for you. But the stuff that I use, the only thing that's in this bag is creatine. It's not creatine and freaking cornstarch or flavorings or anything like that. This is Pure Bulk, a company that I get it from. And then companies will buy from them to make their creatine supplements. My brain is damaged from drug use. Yeah, you'll definitely want to use creatine. You'll definitely want to use it. You'll definitely want to use B12. Absolutely. I think you said you already started it. Creatine is in Shake Shack, Panda Express, Potbelly, steaks on the French fry grills and stuff. I get a lot of creatine. Ain't none of that. Chicken's your best natural source of creatine. Hey, what's up, Hippocrates? There's a syndrome where people can't absorb creatine in their brain. Their IQ is like 50. Yep. You got a lot of nitrous? Yeah, I did a lot of nitrous. Dude, me and my girlfriend, Allie, I remember I was at her house one night and one of her friends pulled up and they came in and it was it was her friend and her friend's boyfriend. And they came over and they were hammered drunk. And so they were like, "Hey, sorry if we pass out here. There's something in the car for you." So we go, and in the back seat of the car, there's a little 2-foot tank of nitrous. We stayed there. Dude, yeah, it was bad. Anyway, you seem pretty smart, pretty bright. How high doses of IQ have to be in order to absorb creatine? How high does your IQ have to be in order to absorb creatine? I think it's the lack of creatine that causes the drop. I heard it say that the first year of Star Trek was more of a documentary. That's what I like to hear. Damn, you want to make sure to take B12 if you want to do nitrous. Damn, make sure you take B12. Yeah. Absolutely. I did try like 200 tanks in the East, dude. Yeah, you definitely. Yeah, good. Mine absorbs, and I don't know what the IQ is. My IQ is only 150. That's more than me. Nitrous is deplete B12. Yeah, absolutely. My IQ is 6 points below Donald Trump's and 14 points above Barack Obama. Yeah, it does more than that. It does more than that. I have to get my spine into nerve damage. Holy shit. Yeah, so nerve damage, that's why B12 repairs the myelin sheath on the nerves. I'm good for now. But it was bad for a year for real. My IQ was 2. Okay, space count. Yeah, B12 is freaking great. It's unbelievable. I wish I would have found it earlier in life. I'd probably be freaking president.
Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to eat a raw egg, so let's just...
Why didn't you use a clear glass? You should have done a clear glass. Can't feel your feet, so that's called neuropathy. You definitely want to be. You should definitely look at. You should definitely look at methylated B12, not cyanocobalamin. Neuropathy and B12 deficiency. Vitamin B12 deficiency causes neuropathy by damaging the myelin sheath, nerves. The protective covering on your nerves. This leads to progressive nerve dysfunction. Early diagnosis and treatment are critical. If left too long, the reserving nerve damage can become permanent. Nerve damage from B12 deficiency is typically by the peripheral nerves, especially in the legs and the spinal cord. Common symptoms include tingling, pins and needles sensation on the hands or feet, motor issues, loss of coordination, which can cause difficulty walking or speaking, numbness, feeling of inability to properly sense vibration or joint position. Additional complications, constant fatigue, brain fog, and muscle weakness. Yeah, you definitely want to get you some. And I couldn't feel my hands for a while, but God restored my hands. Good, brother. And look what nitrazole does to B12. It frees the brain out in the nerves. When I was a land surveyor, I used to poop in the woods all the time. It sucks. We used to call the paper. We called the toilet paper shit tickets. If you were to go in to have a crap in the woods, you would have to ask somebody, "Hey, you got any shit tickets?" So we have to get shit tickets in the truck. The worst thing would be when you get bitten by mosquitoes, and I'm lucky because I don't get poison ivy. Oh yeah, man, that would suck. I'll look at it in just a second, brother. I can still walk, so I'm good. Yeah. I have weird pain in my back. It's probably cancer. It's probably nerve issues. You have no myelin sheath, but I for real won't go to the doctor. Make sure you're taking B12 in a good amount. I used to love nitrous oxide. I was buying balloons at Contraceptive when they were $3. I remember when they were $3. I remember when they were $5 or 3 for 10. I use Lethal White. 135. Mine's 138. 146. Okay, let's see. Nitrous oxide can cause a severe functional vitamin B12 deficiency. It chemically oxidizes the active cobalt ion in B12, rendering it inactive because your body requires B12 to maintain nerve health, myelin, and produce DNA. So your brain is made primarily of myelin, which is made primarily of cholesterol. I remember I could get 2 out of 2 for 5. Yeah, good days, man. Yeah, I mean, every once in a while, you'd have to find somebody you knew. How do you know? I remember that too much, but then when the balloons weren't big enough. Dude, they were freaking... I remember they were the punching bag balloons. Punching balloons. The first time I friends with the guy who had a tank, we fucking ended up spending $1,000 in gas on one weekend. The 80s, yeah, I'm talking about the 90s. Yeah, I was born in 77, so it wasn't probably until about 1990. Oops. Catch it. Oops. Yeah, you definitely got to get on some, like, I don't know what you're on, but you might, if you look at the one on my website, that's what I take. And you can take more than that. I mean, man, I would go to music festivals. This place called Brandywine. Yeah, I went there. Yep. Wilmus Park. I don't know what that is. Wilmus Park. And they would charge you $100 to bring a tank in. Man. Boom, 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 boom. Monk, are you the kind of guy who does bad things and wonders why he sucks? I take extra strength to B12, 5,000 microgram. Yeah. That's what I take. And you should definitely see if they're methylcobalamin, not cyanocobalamin, because that's going to release more cyanide when the liver methylates. I'm sure you've heard me say this 100 times. Medical grade, and some people use catering grade. Yeah. Why does it matter? So the cyanocobalamin is man-made B12 made from cyanide. When the liver, the body does not use cyanocobalamin. Okay? So when you take it, your liver has to convert it to methylcobalamin. when the cyanide group is removed from the cobalamin and it gets methylated, the cyanide group goes free into your body for every molecule. So then you're releasing that. Then when your liver methylates the cobalamin and it goes back out into your body, the cyanide can cyanate it, turning it back into cyanocobalamin, a non-active form of B12. So then you have blood levels of B12. Like your doctor will say, yeah, you got a lot of B12 in your blood, but it's not anything your blood can do with, because they're just checking for cobalamin. They're not checking for cyano or hydro or methyl. I did a few bottles of nitrous, but I was taking the B12 at the time. I ranked nitrous number 2 on my top. I think a lot of people do. What up, doctor? Upgrade of what? Oh, I got these lights. Dang, 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 dang. What's up? Welcome to the upgrade. Welcome to the upgrade. Welcome to the danger zone. I was having a very deep spiritual experiences on nitrous, like directly seeing God and stuff. That's what I mean. Addicted. Yeah, we'll do that. I call it, yeah, definitely transcendental. Yeah, brother. You meet him quick too if you keep doing it like that. Yeah, brother, making it happen. And I should have my 4K camera should be here tomorrow. And my life was falling apart at the time. I lost my house, job, car, my girlfriend. Yeah, my experience on nitrous tripping on acid was some aliens, but it's a big giant. It's just about the mothership. Yeah, I had a couple of those experiences too. Oh man, dude, youth. Okay, let's see. The day in the life of a Japanese construction worker. 0. Uh-oh, broke something. I broke something. Oops, let's see. Oh, yeah, that. Oh, wow. That doesn't work at all. Oh, that's weird. It says I got one person in the chat, but I definitely got at least 3. I don't know what's going on. I had to go through it, though, to get where I am. Hopefully I recover and have a good life. Brother, you can do a lot of repair, but you've got to give your body what it needs to do so. You put yourself into severe forced B12 deficiency. B12 deficiency is what kills vegans and vegetarians. And so basically you forced yourself into that. Nitrous only loses morphine in my humble opinion. At least I think we agree. Yeah. I think we agree. Yeah, my grandma died year 2. Jeez, yeah, that'll do it too. I was never into opioids. Guess I missed a lot. No, you definitely didn't miss a lot, brother. You definitely didn't miss a lot. Yeah. Snorted. Well, there you go. That's plenty. That will do plenty for you. Honestly, I was trying to die. Sounds like it, brother. It sounds like it. That's a really slow way to go. I also really enjoy the opioid Thai stick. I remember that stuff. That's what it was. So Thai stick was opium. It was ground up weed rolled in. They took opium and made like a worm, rolled it in the weed, and then wrapped it around the stick. I mean, I hope Enlighten feels like morphine does. I yet to see a single dentist that still uses nitrous. All ones just use injections. By fair, I don't have to dentist often. B12. ND, we had a girl in here from Denmark earlier, and I tried to send you on Discord. That was a pipe dream. What was the good here? Go to my website, 110thgrade.com. Click on vitamins. 110thgrade.com. It's called methylcobalamin. Methylcobalamin. Click on vitamins. Right there. Methylcobalamin. The thing about nitrous at the dentist is a constant flow. However, they infuse it with oxygen, but when you use a balloon, it's pure nitrous, no oxygen. Right. So there's windows on the side of the face mask. So they can open them up bigger so you get more room outside air mixed in. Dennis used benzos now. Yeah, they definitely do. What's up, Dr. Dream? Ain't seen you in a long time, brother. Where you been? Yeah, I'm not a fan. Methylated. Yes. Really, Dana's calling me all the time. I'm just letting not in the chat. No, it'll have mannitol in it, but it should say either cyanocobalamin or methylcobalamin. It should say what the B12 is. Mannitol is the sweetener that's in it. Well, let me guess, Liana, you're pregnant again and you're delivering like your 7th baby this month. I'm so old. Nitrous oxide blues, a Grateful Dead concert bar line. Yeah, me too. Yeah, RFK Stadium. The dentist gave me a benzo and I got a wisdom teeth out last year. Cyanocobalamin versus methylcobalamin versus hydroxycobalamin. Yeah, so cyanocobalamin's wackadoo. I mean, it's not worth getting. Methylcobalamin, hydroxycobalamin, and adrenocobalamin is what your liver turns it into. Push. Wait, your mind doesn't say anything about those two things. It's got to be something. It's got to say something. It's got to say one of the two. It's either going to be cyanocobalamin. So you could only get. Typically, if you get really, really expensive stuff, you can get hydrocobalamin and whatnot, but the only two you can really get is cyanocobalamin. I don't have $50. I had $15 yesterday. I was going to give Tiny $5, but then $11 from my from X just hit this morning. I take hydroxycobalamin. It makes me hungry. It's cyano. Yeah, brother. I can't push yet. Yeah, it's cyano. I figured it would be. Yeah. So this is 60 days supply. Just if you use my link, I get 25 cents. Help a brother out. So it's about 20 cents a day. So yes, but don't convince yourself thinking that you're helping yourself as much as you can, and don't keep using that same, like when that's out, get a methylated version, because some will convert into, your liver will convert it, but you don't want your liver to have to do the work. So if you take methylcobalamin, then your liver doesn't have to methylate it. So it just starts working. It doesn't have to go hepatically. Yeah, it's better than nothing, right? Can I borrow a nickel? What's up, Liana? I got 300 tablets. Yes. I mean, look, this right here, this is what I use right here. And it's what's on the website right here. Right here. This is it. Lion's Mane helps rebuild nerves. Have you tried it? I've tried it. Yeah, I've tried my Lion's Mane. I don't have the finances for it right now. Did you get a new hair dryer? The doctor said that I can push now. Push. Nerve growth factor. Bro, I have gummies that are methylcobalamin. Good. There you go, brother. There you go. Good. Yeah, and at least they're gummies too, so they'll be, do you know what whatever they are, your next dose, your next purchase, whenever it is, I don't care if you use my website or not, if you do, cool. Get yourself methylcobalamin sublinguals. It says methyl and hydroxy, that's good, right, that's good. Make sure to leave it in your mouth because it needs to, right, it's got to, if you swallow them, if you chew it 3 times and swallow it, it's not really going to help you that much. You want it to absorb through the buccal, which is the buccal fat, which is in the cheeks, and sublingually below the tongue. Push, Liana, push. Yeah. You can take 10,000. You can take, so the only issue you would have is whatever else is in the pill. You can take a lot of B12. You can take a lot. Yeah. That's what I told her. Monk, push. Yeah. So here's another one right here. Like even this same company right here, you can get right here 10,000 in one tablet. Micrograms, not milligrams, micrograms. So that's 8 milligrams. Yeah. Yeah, so chew them. You know, you want them to dissolve in your mouth. You don't want to chew it a couple times then swallow it. Yeah, you don't need to be worried. Yeah, and you can't really overdose on it because your liver will absorb as much as it can. It'll hold all the stores it can, and then the rest will get peed out. Yeah, here you go. B12 overdose. A B12 overdose is rare because B12 is water soluble. Your body generally flushes excess amounts through your urine. However, taking extremely high supplemental doses over long periods can cause side effects like headaches, anxiety, mild diarrhea, and skin issues. That's like if you take like buckets of it. There are no established upper intake limits for vitamin B because it has low toxicity. It hurts so good. There you go. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Liver is fucked, the doctor said. Yeah, then you absolutely need help. But yes, and B12. B12 is if your liver's screwed up, then it's not holding a lot of the stuff that it needs to be holding, and it's not converting the stuff that needs to convert. So that's really good that you have methylated and hydrated, so that your liver doesn't have to do that work, and you're not going to get as much of a store up in your liver because your liver's not working properly. Push, Liana, push. Whoosh. I saw my first Dead show at Merriweather Post Pavilion. Last show I saw at Merriweather Post Pavilion was the Ninja Tour, Ninja. It was 9 Inch Nails, Jane's Addiction. I can't believe it's only lasted 10 years after I fit so much into those 10 years. I could run through a wall on B12. Do it, brother. Film it. B12 deficiency causes ADHD. So B12 deficiency has the same effects, as the same symptoms as ADHD. So a doctor does not know if you have ADHD or a B12 deficiency unless they test for a B12 deficiency. So there's millions of kids that are on ADHD meds because of a B12 deficiency, and the doctors just don't know because they don't do tests for it. I could run through B12 on walls. Were all my problems in my entire life caused by Mine were. Everything. I'm on nothing now. My parents are on nothing now. And they were on all kinds of stuff. And now that they're getting proper supplementation, they're not on anything, and I'm not on anything. And I'm actually productive and stuff in life. Yeah. So that's probably what it was. It hurts sometimes. Too much B12 depletes potassium. Push if you gay. Push, Liana. Thank you guys. Just eat an avocado. Yes. You've got, listen, you only do 3 things for your body. Eat, exercise, and pray. That's it. Or meditate if you're not into the prayer stuff. But so that's it. It's the only 3 things you do for your body. So everything that your body is created from the stuff you eat and the exercise you do. If you're not putting what your body needs to make it work, it can't get it from anything else. If you're eating bullshit, it can't get the vitamins and minerals it needs. It's getting fats and cholesterols and stuff like that. But honestly, Leon, I don't think Leon's having a baby. I'm 67% sure. I'm not joking. Avocado is 3 times the potassium of a banana. Most of the potassium in a banana is in the peel. And because we spray our bananas with pesticides and stuff, it's not beneficial to eat the banana peel. So, because it does more bad than good with the pesticides on it. Yeah, but Tiny, that's probably what it is. It's probably what it is. It's like it, and I think a lot of people are. That's why I talk about it so often. I think a lot of the issues a lot of people have are vitamin or mineral deficiencies, and not, because it can cause psychiatric issues also. Stop joking, Liana. Last time I ate a banana, I got so sick. Don't eat one. This is a serious issue. Yeah, you shouldn't be joking, Liana. Yeah, I think you're joking. No one gets pregnant that often. Okay, I'm going to do an experiment, take a lot of B12. I mean, take it, don't take a lot, take it every day type thing for the next rest of your life. basically people can go into convulsions when they use nitrous oxide and flop. One of the worst things that goes into convulsion, hits their head on something. Yep, I've seen that a lot too. Tiny, that's because you didn't eat the peel. In a few weeks, I'm going to let you know how I feel. I'm kind of suggestible. Brother, listen, either way, if it fixes you, it fixes you. And the thing is, regardless, if you're having those nerve issues, numbness, tingling, stuff like that, it's definitely a nerve issue. What it causes nerve breakdown. B12 deficiency repairs nerves. You've been doing a lot of nitrous, which forces your body into deficiency. So that's a guarantee that that's what happened, at least primarily. And then so it can't do anything but help reverse what you've done as much as it can. Take your Metamucil. Nitrous can knock you out. Don't get greedy with it. It'll get you when you're greedy. It's called fishing out. Yep. And most people only fall backwards when they fish out. They don't usually fall forward. Oddly enough, but I've seen people fall forward. Oh, right into the freaking gravel too. Marcus. I can't remember his last name. Marcus. Never fish out, just literally pass out. It's usually fish out after you pass out because it's like a little seizure type thing happening. Licensed pharmacy for hybrids that shouldn't exist. Streamers. Okay, let's watch this. But when I pass out, I never let the balloon go. Yeah, you were freaking into that stuff, dude. I would not take Metamucil. There are many better options for fiber. Best is hard. Yep. Psyllium's good. What's it called? What's that stuff that you soak the seeds? Chia. Yerba. Yeah, there you go. That's good too.
Society, people still find ways to fall through the safety nets and put themselves in danger.
Yeah.
Some people are so dumb, no amount of health and safety regulations can keep them around past their self-inflicted expiry date. So, without further ado, let's marvel at the unfortunate souls who selected
one
themselves
time,
out
me
of
and a
the
bunch of my
gene
friends were doing
pool,
nitrous
creating a
together. Someone fished out and let his balloon go. Another person literally caught it midair. I said, dude, I've seen it 100 times. I've seen it 100 times. I've seen people wake up and catch it. I've seen other people catch it. I've seen somebody else hitting a balloon and then catch the other balloon like freaking Spider-Man type shit. I've seen lots of stuff. Give a monkey an orange with its skin on and it throws away the meat. Huh. We all laughed so hard for 5 hours. A chain reaction. And did man blow.
Posthumous Darwin Award in the process. Geocaching out. For those with a love for the activity, geocaching is a great way to get outdoors and put their exploration skills to the test.
Have you seen someone? Yes. Yeah. Lots of times. I ended up going around and hitting her in the face. That was the Peach Festival in Pennsylvania. Montage Mountain. Those days are now gone. Yeah, they can be gone, brother. They can be gone. There's plenty of other stuff to do. And listen, the odd thing about B12 deficiency is it can cause depression. So if you were depressed because you lost your grandmother, that's a reason to be depressed. But then when you start doing things that can deplete your B12, that can cause depression itself. So the depression wouldn't lead after the grieving period and whatnot. The depression should start going away. But if you're forcing yourself into B12 deficiency, that's gonna cause depression on its own too. Depression and anxiety. So cigarettes do kind of the same thing. The cyanate cobalamin, B12, turn it into cyanocobalamin. That's why people have bad problems withdrawing off of cigarettes too. A lot of that is B12 deficiency. Alcohol causes thousands of times more deaths each year worldwide than ketamine, but people still judge me while I'm down in 5 beers on Monday morning. And I did what she said. I hit the balloon in their face so she could really do it, and anything crashed out so bad, and they about it, and the joke, hold on, I did what she said and the balloon hit her in the face so she really couldn't do anything. My friends crashed out so bad about the joke about it all night. I'm glad they're gone for real. I don't miss it. I was way out of my element doing things that weren't me. I really think I opened myself up to demonic possession while under the influence. Brother, that was a big influence. Probably did. I said things I would never say to people and ruin friendships, can never mend. I'm enjoying Newcastle Brown Ale. I really don't like to get drunk. Yeah, I don't really drink anymore. I haven't drank in over a
Common
year,
sense,
probably, definitely.
fun,
But not. I mean, not. I got alcohol here. I could. I just have things to do. I got a lot of. I get hangovers for like 2 days. Yeah, don't do drugs, kids. Yeah. And that's the problem. Is they sound like fun when you listen in on them and on people having all war stories about it and stuff.
Which wouldn't be so bad had their destination not been this extremely long underground waterway. I wouldn't even go in there.
I say things that turn people against me without the alcohol. Alcohol hurts my body. Yeah. Well, if you got liver issues, absolutely, brother. Yeah.
Tunnel, the extent of
all
their
the
mistake
spiritual war
quickly
stories.
became apparent. While 2 of the explorers survived being swept down the tunnel, the other 2 weren't so lucky. Carried away into a powerful river, they soon drowned and were later found washed up along the shoreline. Worst of all, they never found the geocache. Going on a treacherous trip like that, they should have known they were taking a one-way path to geocaching out. Corona Kiss. If you're a normal, sensible person,
God will carry me through. That's right, brother.
People with infectious diseases.
That's right. Yeah, beer is the worst. I don't have any spiritual war stories. Good. What up, Michael? I'll never lose my faith. No. Spiritual love stories, even better.
Coronavirus by kissing their hands. Unbelievably, superstitious folk began taking him up on the offer by the dozen. But with the contact between the healer's lips and countless hands, it wasn't long before, unbeknownst to him, the healer caught coronavirus. And with each hand he kissed, he unwittingly began passing the virus on. Ultimately,
alcohol is one of the most deadly drugs. Yep, because it's so profitable, and it can. It's so profitable. Alcohol makes it so bad it makes me nauseous. Last time I drank like 15 years ago. Mine was probably like I think it was probably New Year's 2020. Last time I got drunk. Andy, go play with your rubber ducky in the bathtub. If you drink clear liquor, and listen, if you've never put your liquor through a water filter, if you still drink, you should do that. It's really unbelievably different. Honestly, I can't stand drunks either. They're sloppy, mean, rude. Yep, happens a lot. Yeah, kids, don't do drugs unless you have to. I remember when I fell in love with Hinduism. It was really interesting. I got a hold of one of those little booklets that Hare Krishnas were handing out. It was like a reincarnation artwork on it. Yep, I got one of those too. I remember that. I remember getting those also. Dude, I guess Maryland. So was it in Maryland? Definitely was for me.
Contact with the deluded
No. So the only thing I saw was Catholicism used to have those fake $20 bills that looked like they were somebody dropped a $20 bill on the ground, and then when you open it up, it was like, this is your lucky day. You're invited to this Catholic church. I was so pissed. Katra is a rubber duck. She took the week off. She'll be back in like a week or so. She's taking an internet break. The Hare Krishnas used to hang out with the Grateful Dead concert parties. Yeah, I remember that too.
When the person had been diagnosed, the healer had died from the virus. As far as I can tell, no amount of kissing is going to bring him back.
Nope.
And hopefully,
as far as I can tell.
Sanitized sipping. With all the delicious drinks available in our modern society, this next story will leave you asking, just why? That's because in June 2020, a number of people in Santa Fe, New Mexico decided to try drinking hand sanitizer.
Good idea.
As a substitute for alcohol. Now, it goes without saying that hand sanitizer isn't good.
Yeah, I could see why you would say it's demonic. I guess I'm a little demonic myself because it really appealed to me. I didn't convert to anything, but I found it to be amazing. And Christianity does have amazing artists, Orthodox icon makers. Yeah, I agree.
And 3 more died almost immediately.
And like you look at some of what you would call iconic works, like the freaking. Like the Last Supper and stuff. I mean, if you're talking about the art, yeah, there's a lot, dude. There's a lot of really good stuff. Christian artwork. Christian artwork. Oh, okay. I was looking like historic. Yeah, early Christian artwork. There you go. And then like the freaking what's it called, the ceiling of what's it called? The Hindus actually worship demons. They're called Rakshasa. Sugar. The Hare Krishnas have a peanut, or their brains a peanut. The Rakshasa are the influence for clowns today. Jeez, Mukau, break you mean. I tried to be more tolerant of other spiritual paths, but I grew up in the church and it was a little experience, a little country church. Look up the Nephilim Clowns of Richard and might find them interesting. I'm very familiar. Yeah, the Sistine Chapel, right? Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, I'm familiar with the Nephilim. The Nephilim. Yeah, the giants. Yeah. Sistine Chapel, cathedrals. Yeah, cathedrals are good too. Other cathedral artworks, like the masonry work. Freaking giants. Okay, Sistine Chapel Cathedral. I can't spell Sistine right. Look at this freaking place, dude. I saw clowns while I was on DMT and they were evil. They are evil. Someone found correlations for them and clowns today and I thought it was really interesting. There's a long video. You could stream it one day. Sure. Yeah, look at that. Man, they freaking Leonardo da Vinci? Yeah, laid on his back for like a year painting those ceilings. The idea of reincarnation definitely was new to me at the time. I looked at the illustration of reincarnation. The books of Merry Christmas were hanging open the whole new world. Whole new world. I saw monks. I was on ketamine. Yeah, all clowns are evil. I meant to say Hare Krishna is not Merry Christmas. I love the internet. Okay, let's look at Christian chapels. Like they still like I think churches really should start putting more art, more outside. Like we need to make something like those like 16th century chapels and churches. Like nowadays, I mean, they're so plain from the outside. They're like you can buy them at IKEA, and then like the old school, like a Notre Dame or something like that. Clown is human as well, but I don't put the blame on them. They might not be human.
Sides feel like they're on fire. Opt for a tequila shot, not a sanitizer slammer. Eccentric tastes. Ridiculous deaths are nothing new for
I'm not
humans.
drunk. Are
Indeed,
you?
the
I'm not
ability to
drunk.
die
Do you
in a
recall the
ridiculous
most
manner
famous
seems to
reindeer
go
of
beyond
all?
the
Rudolph the
particular era.
red-nosed
This is proven by
reindeer.
the
Yeah,
story of
DMT
one man
definitely
who
does.
died on July 14th,
Yeah, everything's a
1908
box.
in Goldfield, Nevada. The man whose
Architecturally
name
these
remains
days.
unknown
Yeah.
was found dead in the street next to an empty tub of library paste. This was a type of glue-like adhesive used to bind paper and was mostly made of water and flour. Apparently being unable or unwilling to acquire an alternative food source, he tucked into the paste, eating most of it. Unfortunately, though, the batch that this
Flour means it got some sort of mold or mildew or black
fished
pepper.
out
Yeah.
of a trash can appeared to have turned bad, or possibly even solidified in his body while he ate it. Not that it's advisable to consume library paste in the first place, but this guy's meal choice ultimately cost him his life. His unusual demise is commemorated in a gravestone referred to.
Unknown man died eating library paste July 14th, 1908. Life is not made of straight lines and boxes. It's made of circles and squiggly lines. You pray to the Japanese gods, brother? DMT put demons in me, but Christ tamed them. Now I have superpowers. Good, brother. Ate off the short mustache,
They
warlord.
expected a day like any other. However, when they turned the in-store stove
That's
on,
what works,
because it was
brother.
hot food,
That's what
they
works. You have to put it in your mind first to be what you are. What he thinks becomes reality.
never expected the screaming that began.
You got to think
coming
about
from
it before it can
inside the
happen.
ventilation duct. When police arrived soon after, they were able to figure out who the source of the screams were. It turned out a heavily intoxicated man had climbed onto the store's roof the night before and attempted to climb down the vent and into the store. But horrifyingly, the vent proved to be too small to fit through, and he became thoroughly wedged. When the morning crew came into work and started the cooker, the heat transfer
Oh,
kept the vent
no.
and the metal walls incredibly hot. By the time the police pulled him out, he was already badly burnt and unconscious. He
Jeez.
expired
What's
in the
up,
hospital
Jeremy?
A few days later. Whatever's waiting
There you
for him
go.
on the other
Titania
side,
is what's going
at least
on.
It can't be much worse than the way
Tartia, that's the superpower.
Straight
Manifestation.
and pariah. You don't have to be smart to be a criminal.
Well,
it certainly helps.
depends if
to
you're
stay
still thinking
alive for a while.
demonically.
Let's not spend
I
out the
think
strong suit
I
of
think
a
I
person
caused
here
the
now.
Iran war. Can you please think about my ex coming back and getting back? I'm strange, however, I always don't have superpowers. I'm not interested in having power over other superpowers. I like to fly.
There's a reason robbers tend to favor balaclavas and masks over this unique approach. Neither of those two other options are lethal to breathe in. And while the burglary itself went off without a hitch, the spray-painted robber began having trouble breathing once it was over. Before long, he was dead, having been choked out by the noxious paint fumes. You'd think it'd be obvious, but if you're getting your robbery...
I'm not even joking.
Guy,
I really think I caused the Iran war. You didn't cause it, brother. They caused it. Exhausted about gas prices. Yeah, brother, they're coming. So oil came down $40 a barrel already. I think it's let me see. I think it was 108. So that's what brought it up close to $4 a gallon. Oil barrel cost. Hovering at 93. I saw it lower than that. I saw it lower than that. Let me see. Okay, 92 bucks, right? So if it gets down to 49 is $2 a gallon gas. So we should be seeing a significant drop in fuel prices. Monk, why would your ex want you back? I have the CD. I'm manipulating people. That's kind of wrong. Like hard and long prayers, sweating, begging God. I want God to smash Islam. A lot of people do, brother. The problem is the Muslims that aren't involved with that form of Islam need to police their own. If President Trump had not started the war with Iran to stop the nuclear program, they would have developed it in one of them somewhere. I agree. I'm not. They would have been bitching about it, right? Yeah.
Final trick. If you ever find yourself inclined to make the claim that you're immortal, you should think twice before attempting to prove it. If you don't, you might end up like one psychic medium from Chiang Mai, Thailand. His downfall came during an attempt to carry out so-called proof that he couldn't be killed by plunging a sword into his chest. Now it transpired...
what's your thoughts on the Pope's opinion on AI, that it needs to be policed? I think he's right, absolutely. Like we absolutely need regulation. A lot of people are killing themselves and having AI psychosis. It should really it's really going overboard. They can't police their own unless they fundamentally change their religion. That's the book, sports, terrorist control acts. Big deal. One of my childhood friends orchestrated the anonymous cyber attack against the official Danish government tax fund website about 10 years ago. Within 10 minutes, his house was surrounded. Yeah, over humanity. Do you recall what happened to your nose? Me, I broke the hell out of it. Like about 12 times. Yeah, boy. Check out that one. Yeah, boy. Skateboarding, baby. Skateboarding. That's what happened to my nose.
A number of times before and had made it out.
Yeah, probably more than 12 times. So I broke my nose my first time running around when I was 10 years old, I think I was. My parents were having a Christmas party, and my across the street neighbors were at the Christmas party, and there was a kid, their son David was my age, and we were running around the living room, around the end coffee table, and I was wearing socks on carpet. My feet slid out because I was trying to make a sharp turn around it, and my face smacked right on top of it. And that Christmas photos that year, I had two black eyes from breaking my nose. Then started skateboarding, and I broke it on the back of a car. I broke it on the bottom of a swimming pool. I broke it on coping. I broke it on getting hit with a skateboard. So one, I was trying to sit down on a skateboard, and the other guy was supposed to stand on the tail of the skateboard and hold on to my shoulders while I was Indian style in the front to go down the hill. But when I was squatting to get on it, looking down, he stepped on the tail and it kicked it up. Hit coping, hit ramps a few times, landing shit wrong. Yeah, a bunch of times. Probably more than 12 times. The moon. It's bigger than the moon. I was shredding. He could not legally own a computer for 6 years. Yeah, they don't like that stuff, brother. They don't want you messing with their taxes. Coffee table stub toe. That's a good one. This is called Seppuku tutorial. What's up, Colonel?
That was only because he was actually a big phony and used swords that were designed to break on impact. making it appear like his skin couldn't be pierced. But when he tried the trick again in April 2017, the weapon failed to break and instead penetrated straight into his chest.
Oops.
Unsurprisingly, the human body
I think
doesn't
they do.
appreciate that sort of thing, and he died shortly after in the hospital, making both his fakery and stupidity public all at once. But at least he didn't have to face the embarrassment, I guess. Fashion no-no. Now, it should obviously be commonly accepted
What's up,
that
girl?
women can wear whatever makes them feel good. But for one Taiwanese woman in 2019, a slightly more practical outfit would have
No
probably have
way.
led to a different outcome than the one she met. Known online as the Bikini Hiker, the 36-year-old made a name for herself hiking mountains around Taiwan wearing only bikinis. While her outfits may have been great for the beach, they don't offer the protection.
What's wrong
of
with the
standard
bikini?
climate
They didn't even
clothes.
steal any tax
Only
money. They just
bikini hiker
took the
learned
website
hard
down.
way on
Yeah,
several
that'll still do it.
occasions. But the grazes to her leg she sustained after a tumble in 2018 were nothing compared to the fall she took in January the next year. Hiking alone in Yushan National Park in the snowy coldness of winter, she fell down a ravine and was unable to climb out. She called for help on her satellite phone, but poor weather caused delays in the rescue, and by the time help arrived, she was frozen to death. It goes to show.
Yeah.
attention.
And I only had it fixed the first time. I had random memories of my grandparents looking through the TV guide and Home Improvement. Yeah, remember those good old days? Yeah, they're blurring out
To
bikinis.
avoid doing
I wasn't
something with
me.
a high risk of becoming a human ice cube, unless you're the real Ice Cube, of course. No stealing. When some people leave this mortal coil, they leave behind a mystery so bizarre, it truly does seem stranger than fiction. Like when a resident of Calhoun County, Alabama, spotted a skull.
That's
in the
not
front
Alabama. That's not Alabama. Look where the freaking dot. That's not Alabama. Alabama's down here.
2019. Initially, it was unclear where it had come from, until a burnt to a crisp, headless body was found at the bottom of a utility pole, badly decomposed.
Oh, he climbed up and his head hit the
Initially
frick.
baffled, the police soon put the puzzle pieces together, revealing the utterly crazy truth. The man had been attempting to illegally wire up his home to the street's electricity to get it for free. Unfortunately, though,
Alabama.
he didn't seem to have the first clue what he was doing, nor did he understand how dangerous playing around with power lines was. At some point during the attempt, the man made contact with the live wire, shocking himself to death. But how did his head end up so far down the road? Here's the weirdest part of all.
Hit by a car.
The neighbor who discovered the skull claimed his dog had dragged it there, apparently having torn it from the electricity-fried body. Pretty shocking, right?
Damn. Abacalabra. Alba. Gina? Oh, sweet home Alabama. I was wondering what happened to your nose, but I didn't want to get personal. But it's all right. It's all right. People come in and say Jew. I'm like, I'm not Jewish, dude. I'm a skateboarder.
Pain for fame. In the world of online entertainment,
I'm an open book, dude. Yeah, I'm an open book. You can ask me anyway. Head and shoulders, knees and toes,
And sometimes you have to take risks to reap the rewards. But one Spanish YouTuber tried to reach too high too soon by taking a risk that most definitely didn't pay off. Breaking into a cement factory in the dead of night with a friend, the YouTuber...
Nah, dude, I'm 49, dude. There may be some VHS video, but by the time like digital cameras and stuff came out, I was retired. Is it true Alabama people do things with their brothers and sisters? Probably. I don't know about it anymore, and I don't know, but I think it used to be. Hold on, let me see. So the thing is, I think Alabama allowed you to marry your first cousin until like the 1800s, and so it was like a thing. Does Alabama let you marry first cousins? Yes, there you go. That's why it is. Alabama is one of the few states where cousin is legal to marry. Yeah. No. Same mic, brother. Same mic. Yeah, I got that. I got some new lights, and I got a new camera coming tomorrow. But yeah, my mic's just closer to me now. I'm usually over here, and I had this going this way here, so I was like all the way over here before, away from my mic. So now I had to get this over here. Do that. Oops, do that. There you go. So I'm closer to my mic now. Wait, isn't Islam legal? Yes. It must be the room. Yes. Yes. So there's nothing. There was a bed in here before, and there's no bed in here or anything. So there's nothing to absorb this sound. That's probably what you're hearing. Yeah. So there's nothing in here. It's completely empty. It's completely empty. Hey, what's up? Sorry. Okay, it doesn't take any courage to make a joke like that. That's why Pakistan's the third inbred. What the fuck, Pakistan? Because being a social justice warrior, Democrat type would make a joke like that. Which one? Me? Light supposed to be in your face. Yeah, no, those are grow lights. I was painting. I've got another set right here, and I've got like this one right here. See, I can do that. I just thought it would add a pop of color. There you go. Bam.
Pick up his numbers from the 6 subscribers he had with an extreme stunt. While wearing a parachute, he climbed to the top of a 165-foot tower, and when the moment was right, he jumped. But disaster struck as he realized his parachute wasn't opening. With nothing he could do, his friend watched on in horror as the reckless attempt at online recognition ended with a loud thud. Ouch. The YouTuber didn't survive, so obviously that's not a good way to get subscribers.
Yeah, Captain America.
If you're interested in learning more about how to avoid a humiliating demise, subscribing is the best way to do it.
Bam. Tell a joke that takes some courage to tell that, or you'll get a flagged for. Me?
Operation. In life, some of the things we assume are universally understood to be bad ideas are occasionally seen as great ideas by the dimmer folk among us. Like how if I were to ask you to swallow a mouthful of wasp spray, you'd probably think
I mean, saying stuff like that about people from Alabama isn't controversial. It's the easy way out. Me? The brother and sister thing? I don't know if you're talking to me or not. He's talking about the Islam thing, is what he was saying, and then he said, "Isn't it legal in Islam to marry your cousin worldwide?" What was the joke? I didn't think it was a joke. I was telling the truth. It was the truth.
People had begun using wasp spray as an intoxicant, and it turned out to be about as safe as you'd expect. While some reports emerged of milder symptoms after use, including extreme swelling and redness of the hands and feet, as well as erratic behavior, other cases were more serious. 3 people died after the harmful spray triggered allergic reactions following repeated usages, proving to whoever was too dumb to see it before. You don't inhale wasp spray.
Right.
Shouldn't that be obvious?
It's not a joke. It's a fact. A third of Pakistan. I think it's worse than that. Can't read it. 45, 44, 54, 52, 54, 54. It's a lot going on over there. Israel's pretty inbred too. Israel. I wasn't talking about the Pakistanis. I was talking about the joke about the people from Alabama. I got a good joke about people from Alabama. What do you... Is that Alabama? Hold on. How do you... Oh, damn it. What do you call the sweat between 2 Alabamans having sex? Relative humidity. I thought you meant it as a joke. I was being serious. Yeah, that's why I was wondering what you were talking about. I meant if it's happening, it's not happening at any level. No, that's why people would say that. It is because of the law. That's why people would say, that's why people that don't know anything about Alabama would say, you know, stuff. Yeah. Monk, are you trying to assert that it's a significant portion of Alabama people that are doing stuff with their relatives? Oh, Monk. I thought he just asked a question, but maybe I'm wrong. What do you call a call? What do you call a call that calls for more calls? Caw-caw! And you're just talking about just white people, correct? Dude, I don't know. I think I was asking. Yeah, he lives in Brazil. Monk lives in Brazil. Yeah, he was at. Yeah, it wasn't a joke. Yeah, I think you got it wrong, etc., brother.
Probably picture.
Yeah, it wasn't a joke. That's why I was wondering when you're talking about a joke. I was wondering. Yeah, he was just asking. He's from Brazil.
As this next story proves, not all demises on the track are so morbidly mesmerizing to behold. One night in August 2019 at the Showtime Speedway in Florida, two people snuck in and started racing around the track in go-karts. But while zooming along, one of the rookie racers failed to spot a guardrail across the lane he was driving in, and he crashed into it at full speed. Wearing no helmet and with no safety harness on his go-kart, he took the full force of the impact and was later declared dead in the hospital. As far as badass ways to die go, death by go-kart has to be last place over the finish line.
Pun. It's an obvious documented fact. I don't understand why somebody is bringing up Alabama. It was the video was talking about Alabama. The video was talking about Alabama. And then so he said, is it true that people do things with their brothers and sisters in Alabama? And I said, no, it's cousin thing because of the cousin thing. Yeah, it wasn't a joke. He was actually asking. So the answer would be in Alabama, the majority of the people are not doing it. Right. So, but there is, he doesn't live in America, and there is that Alabama love stereotype. And I was telling him why it's a stereotype. Because a lot of people don't know anything about Alabama, and except for that stereotype. And then I was saying it's because of that law that says you can marry your cousin. So then people turned it into a unknown. They didn't know what they were talking about except for that law. So it got turned into that. Yeah, it wasn't a joke.
Incredibly stupid decisions. And in the case of one Philadelphia medical student, one awful decision came at an extremely high price. For reasons unknown, the student had decided it'd be a good idea to jump between the rooftops around his apartment in the north.
I used to love doing that in Baltimore.
But after several successful jumps, his luck ran out. On his final leap, he came up short
tripped
and fell 2 stories.
Do you know?
Below. Though the fall might have seemed.
Do you know what they say? What the girls in Alabama say? I don't. And did you see they sent the bearded dragon DNA to 23andMe? And yes, Ashkenazi Jew. Yes, I did say that. All right, they should give them a 23andMe test for that and go to that again. A stand.
From afar, he hit his head on the way down, which proved fatal almost immediately. The unfortunate incident provides an important lesson.
A Muslim come to the United States and they have a goat in their backyard, and the dumbass Americans think it's a pet.
Making the foolish decision to mess around at even a slight elevation can prove fatal. You'd think a medical student would know this, but perhaps he hadn't reached the jumping across rooftops part of the course yet.
Because with how little people know about religions, how would they? Why would they even think it would be anything different? Oh, cool! Like I got chickens. You gotta go.
Some people love to live life on the edge, like these guys who captured themselves performing a practice known as car skiing, whereby a car turns sharp.
Imagine having your knee, grow out of proportion while working. Freaking Andy, I know what you're trying to do to me.
Likely meet a deadly end if they keep it up. Their love of risk-taking hasn't caught up with them yet. But in August 2019, one Brazilian man's disastrously dumb, drunken risk-taking did indeed catch up to him. When he and his friends stumbled across an orange snake with white and black stripes, instead of heeding nature's natural color,
king snake,
they did the opposite. With the misplaced confidence only excessive drinking can afford.
Yellow, red on yellow, you're a dead fellow. Red on black, you're safe, Jack.
The man picked up the snake in his bare hands and waved it around, mocking the creature. Reportedly, this was normal behavior for the man, and something he'd often be seen doing after a few too many beverages. But the reptile would have the last laugh because it just so happened to be a coral snake, one of the
Coral
most venomous
snake.
species in the world. Eventually, it decided enough was enough and bit the man on the hand. At first, he laughed it off and continued to hold the snake, but mere moments later, he was on the ground fighting for his life as the venom made its way around his body. By the time he made it to the emergency room, it was already too late. I don't know what they taught this guy in school, but I can tell you one thing.
Yeah, coral snake kill you.
Experience is absolutely not the best way of learning about how snake venom works.
Yeah, it's not the best way. Coral snake. Coral snake poem. Let me see if it says it. Brightly painted in the wild, a warning to the roaming child. If red touch yellow, kill a fellow. Red touch black, a friend of Jack. That's what it says. That's what it is. That's what it is. You like the U.S. SUVs? He said, nah. Coral snake.
This right here is the eastern coral snake. And this is an extremely unique venomous snake for a few reasons. For
I'm
one thing,
back
this is
in
the
the
only
USSR.
of the 6 venomous snakes that are native to the southeastern U.S. And being an elapid, it comes with a few key characteristics that differentiate this animal from a viper or typical viper. So elapids
Vipers,
have
baby.
fixed
In
venom,
actuality,
and
it's
things
been
way
shown
shorter
that
than
snakes are
vipers.
starting to
And for
inbreed,
another
so it
thing, their
depends.
venom is very
Interbreed,
different
interbreed.
than viper venom. So elapids typically
Yeah, they're good
have
looking.
pretty potent neurotoxic venom, and this eastern coral snake is
Oh, it's neurotoxic,
Now,
not
the eastern coral
hemotoxic.
snake has
So
venotoxic
normally hemotoxic keeps your blood from clotting. Neurotoxic attacks the nervous
any
system.
of the 6 venomous snakes in North Carolina, of any of the 6 venomous snakes here in the southeastern U.S. And the reason they have such potent venom is because these are feeding on ectothermic organisms.
So it has to do with what they're eating, oddly enough. Like, do you know that a lot of toads, poisonous, like poison dart frogs, not toads, frogs, that in captivity, they're not poisonous? Black mamba? Yeah, brother, now you're talking. Now you're talking. Yeah, brother. That thing's freaking ready to get you. Found one once that had half of another snake sticking out of its mouth. Yeah, damn. The alpha snake. Look at that freaking beast. Damn. That's probably 8 feet long. He's probably 5'9". That's a big one, dude. Jeez, dadgummit. I keep accidentally double tapping the screen. Hey, help a brother out. Thank you, brother. Snake eaters, snake eats snake are seriously awesome. Snake eater snakes. Snake eater. Snake eater snake, a reptile hunted. It's a naked snake. Freaking. From Metal Gear Solid 3. We have some anacondas in Brazil. They're huge. I saw a short from a guy who was trying to breed snakes, eating snakes, and the female ate the male. Damn. What up, Takor, brother? Metal Gear Solid. Yep, brother. I always meet any snake that feeds another snake. Yeah, I was trying to see, but oddly enough, there's some snake eater snake refers to the reptiles hunted, captured, and consumed in the classic video game Metal Gear Solid. Okay, let's see where we go here. Black Mamba. Oh, let's go back here. Let's go back here. Yummy.
Wildlife with Robert Wedderburn, the Black Mamba.
I forget what breed
The
it
highly
is.
venomous Black Mamba's geographical
In this game, they talk about AI way more than before Inception.
range includes southern and East Africa as well as West Africa. The black mamba is the longest venomous snake in Africa and reaches an average length of 2.2 to 2.6 meters. Its diet is generally comprised of warm-blooded animals
AI
such
has
as
been an
birds
idea
and
for hundreds of
small
years.
mammals,
Yes, sir.
including
Yes, sir.
large rodents, dassies, and even small domesticated cats. The snake is extremely fast and has a seriously potent neurotoxic venom. Contrary to popular belief,
Damn,
black
AI
mambas
is what
simply
created
don't
everything
chase
in the
people.
first place. There
If
you
you keep
go,
your
brother.
distance, the
Started
black
the
mamba
simulation.
can be one of the most impressive animals to witness in nature. This species is classified as a species of least concern on the
I believe in the
IUCN's
past we
Red
had
List
full
of threatened
AGI.
species. I hope that you enjoyed this 1 minute wildlife documentary.
1 minute wildlife. Yeah, that's what it feels like sometimes.
Works. Don't make a scene. For many people who have done bad things in their life, there's often a turning point at which they begin to seek redemption.
No, God's not
On the
an
other
AI.
side of the coin, some people are total pieces of work.
This is what happens. What happens is you have secular scientists and secular or atheist scientists, educated people that learn enough. They finally get to the point where they've got to, they can't deny that there has to be some sort of creation event. So then the only thing they can go to without saying God is AI or aliens. But then if you say aliens, you still have to say, well, there's still a beginning to the universe. So then they got to say simulation. But then that's where they'll stop. AGI is artificial general intelligence. Yeah. Artificial general intelligence, known as AI, that can think like humans. Right. It's going to take a little while before we get to play with anything like that.
Final moments. Like one unpleasant man from Cornwall.
Well, and I saw Elon Musk today was talking about that we need to put a base on the moon, and apparently NASA and SpaceX are talking about outer space data centers, like actually talking about it. You cannot escape. A rattlesnake head can even bite you after being severed from the body. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. True story.
Whose drunken plan to hassle the customers and staff of a kebab restaurant one evening in May 2019 proved a fatal mistake. After shouting obscenities, insults, and threats at the people in the restaurant, he proceeded to punch through the front window, severely injuring himself in the process. His lacerations were so bad that within minutes he was on the floor, quickly growing pale. But even as his final moments of consciousness
There's a way to
faded
escape,
away, he
but no one
continued
uses
his
it.
barrage of verbal abuse of the people around him. Going out with a bang is a desire for many people, but I wonder how many hope that bang's followed by the smashing of glass and a dictionary's worth of swearing.
God is placed is here to suffer and grow in the suffering. Grow, or will it be pruned? Or
It's
wilt
very
and be
brief for many
pruned.
people that one day they'll
I hope to reach enlightenment before the AGI thing. Yeah. Keep at it, brother.
bend over and their pants will split from having gained too much weight, or that a chair will collapse when they sit on it. Of course, neither of those are necessarily fatal, but what one unfortunate Canadian tourist
Why can't
experienced
God
in
just
his
prune
final
everything
moments in
beforehand?
Chiang Mai, Thailand, can be described as
Good
true
question, my
total
brother.
embarrassment.
Good
Disaster
question.
struck for the Canadian when he attempted to ride a zip
What a
line across
mean
a
God.
forested creek.
If you are, if you're talking Sue, no, I don't think that's what he meant. Why does God create things that He has to prune? Because in order to experience goodness on earth, you have to experience evil. No, it's the yin and the yang type thing. It's the matrix. Why does God create things that displeased it? CIA knows about it. The CIA, is that your concept of God? The only reason Judas is condemned to hell is because he gave into despair and took his own life. Yep. What if I don't have a God concept? What then? I mean, listen. Listen. If you keep learning enough in life, you get to the point where you say, okay, something happened. We got here some way. Even if you go the way I went, where my studies took me out of atheism, because everything leads to all the education, everything. If you want to find out how everything works, it comes down to the point that we had to have been created, and we can go over the math and do all the wackadoo stuff, but it's not until you get away from that and you start studying history, and then you realize that why do so many people lie about God. If you have scientists that say that there's proof there's no God, rather than saying they don't know yet. So they're actually trying to tell people, don't even bother looking. We've already proved that there's not, when there's no way to prove that there's not. So they're just lying to lie. Source, just made it up. They did a complete study about it. About which one? About the CIA? He could have been forgiven. He could have been. What if I told you life was built to break? I'd agree. I have trouble conceptualizing it. Yeah, it took me till I was in my 40s. The interesting thing is there's information there. There's books that have been written. And it's a lot of people will read every single page of Harry Potter, but they won't read, and they'll dress up like Harry Potter or Hermione. But when it comes to things like Bibles, they're like, why? Because somebody told you when you were 13, and that's what happened to me. Like, I was like, okay, good, then I don't have to read all this because it's fake. God says your conscience will prove him. It's already broken. It's definitely broken. God says that the creation attests to his existence, and it does. I'm a big fan. And in exquisite its brokenness. You can eat a fruit and take a poo and a tree will grow. You really think God didn't make us? The world is full of people upset with the way God made things. Yeah, I agree. These two things are hypothetical, and the debate is never ending. There you go. I do too. Monk, just because you don't, brother, don't get upset. The world is full of God upset with the way people have made things. The world is full of a God upset with the way we have made things. The CIA, the Central Intelligence Agencies. I know Jesus more than you can say. Those who experienced the death while they were alive know about it, but never talk about it. Some rare few do, I believe. Are you jealous of my relationship with the one true living God? All right, guys, come on. Hey, I know nothing, and nothing and all that's worth is free. Have you spoken to Jesus? I speak to him every day. Yes, I'm jealous. I want to love me. I want you to want me. Not damn, I'm the one you should want. And the reptile. Why don't you let me be God? The fact that demons are afraid of the name Jesus tells God, right? And listen, the history's out there to read. People have been trying to disprove this for long. Information's out there. If you're not interested in looking, don't be interested in turning other people away because you haven't done the work. I have a strong relationship with my wackadoo. Let's start a cult, and I'll be the leader, and you can be my main person. We can get lots of young girls to join it. God, we love it. Yeah, I know. Dude thinks he can speak by God. What an ego. Our Father up in heaven, smile down upon your son. I'm busy with my money, games, women, and my guns. Oh, Jesus, save
Recommended
me.
max weight for zipliners at the spot was 275 pounds. The man reportedly weighed upwards of 300 pounds. It remains uncertain whether he disclosed his full weight or whether the organizers decided to turn a blind eye to his obesity.
How are you, Ram?
Regardless, the outcome proved a man of his size should never have been allowed to take the plunge.
The mystery of God's will? Monk, do you think I'm not biblically backed with what I think God said? How you doing, Ram?
That's because the moment he leapt from the
Is that a
platform,
contention
the
here?
rope
You think
and
I'm
safety
speaking
locks
for
were
God?
tight and immediately broke, sending him plummeting 160 feet into the forest below. As you can imagine, it was far from a soft landing and ultimately proved fatal.
It's like a movie. Those who witness it don't want to spill the beans and just make the show worthless like a show spoiler.
Of course, the accident wasn't entirely this man's fault. It was clearly some serious negligence on the part of the people running the zip line, but there's no denying being obese enough to snap a harness and fall to your death is one of the most humiliating ends imaginable.
Monk, do you recall when you were born?
It doesn't take a genius to know that mixing flammable compounds together without understanding the effects is an outrageously dumb idea. But unfortunately, that realization never occurred.
I'm doing good. Ephesians chapter 1 speaks of the mystery if you're interested. I'm interested, brother.
Of his metal welding setup, the man decided to try
Ephesians 1, you say?
Modifying a gas container, he attempted to mix oxygen with acetylene, a highly flammable gas.
I'm a believer, brother.
Usually, these two are kept in separate containers. though of course that doesn't keep them completely safe when there are fate tempters like this around. But in the case of the New Zealand welder, his DIY redesigned container meant that the usual measures for controlling gas flow and stopping too much oxygen being added were absent. This
I'm more interested in reading fortune cookies than reading the Bible. All right.
Boom.
You might want to give it a try, etc.
Was flattened to the ground.
Pretty interesting read.
In the explosion. Rule number 1 of explosive compounds: don't use them as your personal chemistry experiment. Questionable.
Chapter 8 to 13.
If someone commanded you to guzzle down a mouthful of bleach, you'd probably throw it right back in their face.
Well, that would have been rude.
Unfortunately,
well, I must say I have enjoyed life. Planning on not taking on another bodily form after death this time.
That occurred in Zambia in 2019. At a particularly faith-focused church, the congregants gathered one April day for what they assumed would be a normal service.
Okay.
But soon their clergyman, who referred to himself as a prophet of God, proposed...
You shouldn't have done that. How about knowing the exact time of your death? How would you live then, knowing you are losing remaining time minute by minute, hour by hour, until death meets you and you'll die? That would be freaking... and so, that would be absolutely horrible. Especially as it creeps up on you and you're like, I got 3 minutes left. The Bible says that God gave us a sound moral compass, and with that you will find him. The Bible says that all the creation attests to God's greatness, God's existence also. Let the secret remain secret and enjoy the show. I don't believe that death is real. Does that count? The birds, don't worry about. They'll get their next meal because they have faith.
Insisting it would be an act of faith, he commanded his followers to drink from a bottle of bleach.
Jeez, that's demonic. This is demonic right here.
Senses of reason or self-preservation, an alarming number of the
I do not. I tried. I'm not very good at all. At all.
As a result of blindly following a man who, by all means, appeared to be insane, 27 of the churchgoers died, and another 18 were put in critical condition.
Birds are just a joke God plays in you. They're finally returned and they disappear. What are you doing in order to escape the material realm?
Stick it. Call the police and find yourself a new way to worship that doesn't involve guzzling cleaning products. Angle grinder investigation. If on your travels you found a metal object...
My favorite verse... I believe in a vague concept of life after death. I just don't understand how people can be convinced of one supposed narrative more to the other. There's a lot of religions out there. Listen, unless you actually do the work, you'll never get over that point. That's where I was stuck for 35 years. The problem is when you learn about Jesus Christ and you understand that the other main religions on the planet also consider Jesus Christ to be a prophet or a holy one. And then Christianity is the only one where Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And he explains why. And then follow the science that does not disprove and prove. There's more information written about Jesus at the time of his death and crucifixion than there was for the ruler of Rome at the time he died. Getting all of that past everything leads back to one central character. And that's where you'll end up if you do the work. And it takes a lot. And listen, I didn't do it till I was in my 40s, so I understand people need grace because it's a big book. It's a big book and it's a lot to get through. But yeah, using what's extra biblical things outside of the Bible that say, okay, why did so many people go through torture? Why do people still do it today? People that are told, denounce Jesus or you'll lose your head. And it's just happened a couple of years ago in Ghana. And people have been through and what their faith has shown them. They're willing to leave the planet in a very violent and painful way and not denouncing it. Yeah, I'm going to bed. 1 Timothy 4:10. Hi everybody. I'm going to eat a box of crayons. 1 Timothy. All right, guys. I'm going to bed. I am exhausted. I love you all, and I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll pick it back up from there. What? Cheryl, I'm exhausted. That's 3 hours and 40 minutes on this stream. I gotta go to bed. I love you all though. All right. Bye bye.